Welcome back to the Red Wagon Inn, and may the 4th be with you, everybody.
That's A.
Right? Like Star Trek, everyone?
You don't want to get DMCA.
Chaos.
This is too much.
Star Wars noises.
Jackie's right. We're going to get a DMCA
I am
takedown
your
because it
brother.
sounded so good, everyone. We practiced this for so long.
Totally
Welcome
not for
back,
5 minutes.
everybody, to the Red Wagon Inn, and welcome back some OGs here because we got Brie and we got Alex playing the Salt and the Summer. So glad to have them back in for the Red Wagon Inn Campaign 1 Season 1 finale. So thanks, Brie. Thanks, Alex. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming back.
You're welcome.
There, so, "Oh, you're welcome, Ryan. I'm so glad to be here. Yes. We know how to host a game.
I can tell you what I've been up to, but you really want to know. If you do want to know, we can get you go into it. And we start there. First of all, about 4 weeks ago, right, when you guys sort of like got into trouble and were like, "Oh no, they're going to get in trouble itself," and then you guys died.
That's the salt I was looking for.
I've got my notepad. I'm feeling pressure to have a semi-decent song today. Because I identified it, it's probably not going to happen.
Oh my god, I had a dream about that song too. Oh, I forgot to write that.
Well, I got no ideas, so can you message me?
Yeah. Get on now.
Everybody spam Brie in the chat with song ideas, and she'll sing them all. Isn't that crazy? How nice of you, Brie.
Thank you, Brie.
I mean, we can do a spin-off where I just sing badly at you. We can do Summer Idol. I'm okay with that.
I love
We're
it.
gonna give you your own channel for a stream starting soon, where you just sing for 15 minutes before the show starts.
Yes,
100
and
gift
we're
subs
looking
for
to-
Summer Idol.
100 gift subs.
We're looking to get rid of viewers. Is that what it is?
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
looking to turn
yeah.
people off season 2.
The less people that are here, the less chaos that happens, and they can actually write something. You know, it makes it easier. So.
Uh-huh.
Right. Thank you for joining us, folks. And yes, we have some other names under people because some people are dead. So we will have to do some recaps this time. We have a few things of fan art that came out last time. If you haven't checked the Discord, go check what Verity wrote. It's like a 2-page kind of summary thing. It's so good. It's just this nice little kind of ode to, well, go see it. You'll enjoy. As well, there's going to be something in the chat today that's a survey. It's the same kind of survey that I put out like a couple months back, about halfway through the show, that was kind of gathering, hey, how do you guys feel about this and that? I think it's time to do one again prior to season 2 coming out. So as that pops up in the chat throughout your watch tonight, please go ahead and fill that out. That way you can tell us as much as you want, because we want to know what you like, what you dislike. You can yell at me there. It's okay. Just do it there, not here. I cry here. Later on, I'll be crying. Nobody else will be able to see it, and that's fine then. So please fill out that survey so that we know it. We have a couple other things to show, but one of those is going to be later. This one, we're actually going to get to jump pretty quickly right into it. So does anybody, before we do so, have anything they need to shill? Beautiful.
Sure. You know what? Why not? Hey, y'all. Drew the dice here. Just gonna let you know right here, right now, that my commissions are opening up in the middle of this month. I haven't picked a date yet, but if you go over to the Instagram at some point in the next week, there will be a date there, and you can have dice. Look at, yep. Okay, how's it? I'm done.
Good. Yay. No. Go check out Drew's stuff. All of us, I think, everybody in chat now actually has a set of dicey encounters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. I am tempted to use some dicey encounters tonight for when it really matters. That way, in the end, I am blameless, and Drew is the one that they can...
Hey, I'm already dead, so that's all that matters.
True. Speaking of you being dead, let's see who's doing the recap for last week. Brie and Alex, you do get a pass on this one, although I may let Alex roll just to see what he changes.
I mean, we could recap our recap of a couple weeks ago.
I got a 14.
I got an
17 with a pretty
18.
Jade Ivory.
19.
I had a 14.
18.
Jade Ivory, baby.
I'm gonna start lying. So,
I mean, I had
Wait,
13, but I
did
don't know what happened on the different side.
did I read that
You
wrong?
want me
My
to
D20
roll?
said I got a 4D. Not.
You want me to roll just so that you feel better? Because I will obviously get lower than you.
Please.
Oh, I got a 13.
Both got 13.
Never
Lucky
mind.
13. Right. So I will recap it. So last week, the group had stopped as Zinnia and the party, which at the time was Robert, Dinky, How, and Ren, all were going to confront Keenak in a way and talk things out. A small crowd had gathered around Keenak, who had just slain Ithka in the middle of Kern, and he was being hailed as the savior of the city by its people. He said he's fine to talk to Zinnia if they were to bring Zinnia forth. Then they could talk this out, figure out what was going to happen. They come up. Spade is there in the crowd. He kind of makes it known that they're not going to get to leave here without at least talking this through. As the group begins to talk to Keenak, Zinnia says, "It's okay, I've got this. My charisma is like a +1. There's no way anything bad can happen here." And says, "I'll handle talking to Keenak on my own." So the group walks back and just kind of lets her talk. As Keenak basically starts to have a trial by the people, a public trial, he starts saying how everyone here within the city should see I saved the city, and the reason the city was destroyed is her fault and her friends, because Ithka took this spear. Otherwise, Ithka would have been nowhere near your town. All of the deaths caused, hundreds, is her fault. And the crowd was kind of behind it. They tried to convince the crowd that no, well, it's, it just kind of happened. We didn't mean for it to happen, but it did. Some of the crowd got on their side, but not enough to immediately change the results. But Keenak offered a bone after it was asked for. He would deal with trial by combat if Zinnia would take it. Robert offered. Zinnia said no, she's got this. So Keenak and Zinnia go to the fountain to fight. The crowd gathers round. Right as they're about to fight, How cheats. He hastens Zinnia and don't you me. He hastens Zinnia and Spade sees. So as the fight goes on, Spade throws How into the fountain and they begin fighting. And so everybody begins fighting. Keenak is hell-bent on killing Zinnia for everything that happened. He wishes and says that he would have been able to take them under his wing. He wanted to do that, but they stole from him, and so them she wrote. So Zinnia and Keenak are fighting before eventually Zinnia falls. Spade gets grappled by Robert and basically gets the crap beaten out of him by How and Ren. But as he's kind of like on death's door, Keenak goes up and offers that, oh, well, you know what? Just put everybody down. Well, I dealt with the person I wanted to deal with. Let's deal with this like adults. And How says, no, you, I'll try and shoot you. And so, all right, well, Keenak's got to kill How. How passes on, and Ren says, okay, no, stop. For real this time. Nothing bad's going to happen. Let's talk this out. And what Ren meant by that was, let's go into this fog cloud that was created through a wild magic surge and blow Spade up. And so he wanted to at least take Spade out with him before Keenak took him out. And that's all that we saw, because our three main characters were dead at that point. We don't know what's gone on since then. And I guess we'll just have to find out, as Hayden says, what? Just crying. Celine was there. She was basically like 200 feet away, Hayden. So I thought that possibly they were going to let Zinnia fall and Celine was going to bring her back. But, a captain should go down with the ship, as should the first mate, as should the bosun, as should... Everyone should go down with the ship.
You overestimated our smartness.
You forgot the rat cat. Yes. Zinnia was transformed into a rat and back, but that was all the episode before. Zinnia did not turn into a rat previously. Though How did die with a beard of feathers because he got the same wild magic surge that Salt did. So How will, since he can no longer sneeze, be buried with a beard of magical feathers. Does that sound about right? Anything I missed?
No idea.
Also,
I mean, cheating was a stretch, so I don't know.
And Ren was legit. Ren would have, stopped. But,
but
shit happened.
But he didn't.
Worthy, that was good.
Cool.
Keenak didn't want his offer. So death.
His offer was, let's walk into the fog cloud and then I will blow everything up. That was your offer.
I mean, fair.
So Inspos and GFYs will reset starting in campaign 2, but they haven't reset yet. So what I'm looking at here is how yours are going to transport over, because you're playing somebody different right now. How you still have 4. So Jakey has 4. Jackie has 5. I actually don't know how many Alex and Brie have, so I'm just going to fairly and safely say that Alex has 8. And
I'm about it.
and Summer has 3.
8 it is.
And yeah, Drew, you have 3. Yeah, that's what you had last time. So you still got 3. Robert doesn't deserve those GFYs. No, he doesn't. But them's the works. As if there's nothing else, we'll go ahead and get started this time.
Let's do it.
Okay. So everybody grab a drink, pull up a chair for the final time in season 1 with us, and let's play some Red Wagon Inn, where we last left off with Summer and Salt. If you didn't get to check out the 24-hour live stream, maybe somebody can recap a few things for you in the chat. And a brief recap of what's going on. For broad strokes purposes, Summer and Salt were working for Castigon. They went to the Crimson Elves and got a magical amulet from them through a kind of espionage quest. Hayden was there. So, Salt and Summer. It has been a few days since you've got that amulet. You're planning and waiting, as Castigon has mentioned before, that you're going to go to How. Castigon needs How for what he has planned, of which he hasn't quite told you what that is, but you know that that's where you're going. He's left you with some food and this home, which both of you roll me a history, because you've never left this room in which he's kind of stationed you in, to see if you might recognize some of the workings of this room.
That's an impressive history roll. It's 18.
18. Summer?
And 15.
15. Salt, you actually do recognize this type of wood. You've traveled through here before. It's one of the major city hubs. This is Northerners' wood. This is definitely pine.
Picante has a little bit of a slight flavor to it.
It does have a spice. You're definitely somewhere in the north, though you don't really know where. Castigon has told you it is imperative that you do not leave this room. You hear a lot of people outside, but you've followed the rules to the T so far. He keeps bringing you food and supplies. And now you sit alone with a fire going in the room with your sister, Salt. What are the two of you doing as you wait for Castigon?
I don't know why you keep suggesting it.
I don't know. I haven't remembered what the hell you're talking about, Alex. Wait,
Please, Summer.
time, but I've got no fucking idea. What do you mean? What am I suggesting?
Oh, not you. One sec. Why?
Oh, I mean, that makes more sense.
That over there. That amulet?
Yeah. You've said it like 3 times now.
Okay, think about it. Put me in it.
Don't like thinking.
Put me in it.
Why? Oh. Let's get back into my tail.
It's the most obvious choice.
Boy,
Summer.
Summer, you hearing the voices again?
Well, your sister of grand designs. She thinks that we should put her into the amulet. I know.
Oh, I don't know
I
about that one. I mean, Castigon gets a bit murdery when we play with his amulets.
He does.
Although I suppose he can't murder Pepper anyway, right now.
I mean, we could try it. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Death. Ah,
Yes, that is probably the worst that could happen, and I
yeah,
would
but
really love
I've
to
seen the
avoid
big
it.
lights before. They're fine. Remember the 7? It's great. I haven't seen them for a while, actually.
As the two of you sit and argue in this room, in what is mostly silence for you, Summer, though it is not necessarily as silent for you, Salt, sitting on the table nearby, it's a dinner table where you've had some dishes and discarded foods, cores of apples. You look across, there's the fire going, and there's a small stool with a velvet pillow where the amulet lays. A silver amulet, very akin to Castigon's amulet. Very bright, almost costume-like jewelry that sits there. The light reflecting off of the fire seems to just keep bouncing into your eye, Salt, though you don't want it to. You just keep looking at it.
Do you want to wait until Castigon comes back? Or now? He's not.
I mean, like, if we do it now, we can, I guess, reverse it, right? You could try it on and see what it looks like, and then you can go, nah, I don't like it, and come back.
Sure, of course. Put me in it.
Show.
What, Summer?
Show. We're trying things on?
Why do I have to be the pragmatic one this time? I want to try it. You know what? We're doing it because it sounds like fun.
I mean, she could try it on. She could try it on, and then she could just get straight back out, and then maybe Cassie wouldn't even know.
Exactly.
Salt steps up and walks over to the amulet. Remember the last time this happened? Look at me. All right, I'm a rat.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So was I.
I grab the amulet and pick it up with my tail sort of grabs it by its own volition, and some humming starts to happen. And Ryan, I let you describe the process.
Do you put it on?
No, it's being held on by the tail.
Okay. As the tail holds it up, then you hear nothing, Salt. You just hear the rattling of silver against silver. This is a very ornate amulet, the onyx jewels within it. However, Pepper, in your mind, in your spirit, this is basically being worn like a necklace to you around the tail right now. You begin to hear an old voice. It sounds like someone's last breath. A woman's long lost to time. There's no body for you to see or hear. You don't even have a body of your own, so you don't know how you're hearing this or how you're communicating. But you hear an old woman's voice. She asks you if you had just one wish, one single wish. If I could do a favor for you for taking me from that place, taking me away from that crimson vault, what could I do for you?
I mean, I'd like out of here.
Do you wish it so?
Of course.
As Salt, you sit there, you see your tail holding up the amulet. You look down at it. Think, all right, well, we should put it back now.
My tail's not really responding though.
Correct.
Go on, Pepper. You played with it. You done now?
You feel something strange. I need you to roll me a con save, Salt.
That's a 9.
9. You suddenly feel the weight of the amulet in your tail as the amulet falls, as if you're able to control your tail now, as the amulet clatters onto the ground. A piece of hair pulls out of your tail, and the amulet falls before the hair begins to almost bubble up. Like cells dividing and expanding, the hair continues until it becomes this grotesque mask of hair, teeth, and bone that eventually curls up in on itself as the amulet, kind of almost like a magnet, wraps tightly around your newly formed neck, Pepper, as you take a real breath, not a breath of your brother's, for the first time in a long time.
God.
And you chose a rattling body. What were you thinking?
I need to match all of you three, us three, don't I?
Oh, God, you
This
got in my
is
head.
the best fashion show ever.
Urgent.
Do you like it?
My tail, it moves. I start chasing my tail around in a circle.
I'm just gonna run up and just tackle Pepper.
Oh, God.
and start kind of like my little rat legs are gonna be like kicking, and like I'm gonna be like grabbing like a kitten playing with its sibling.
Jackie, why don't you describe what Pepper looks like, though the image down there is just salt again?
I would imagine. I mean, I don't want as much as I can honor Alex and Bree's imagination
Go
of
for it.
Pepper. Same look, probably different ears. Like I see Summer has like a little cut in it, probably different point to the ears. Also, more swashbucklery, if you can say. More like, I would say hood, black hood. When I imagine Pepper, I imagine the color black, like black hood, probably like black belts around, strapped around like the leg and the arms and maybe like bicep or something, and like knives or daggers around the waist, and swords obviously, and probably like a little armored tip for the tail to match.
It makes
What?
sense that you would wear black and Salt would wear white. I don't know. It just seemed kind of fitting.
Oh, yep. Name. That didn't. Yep. Realize that now.
Oh, so we go for the flamboyant flair. So the as Pepper leaves my body, the outfit I've been wearing, which is the Prince of the Feywild's outfit, which has been black the whole time, turns to a nice like offset white.
A literal yin and yang currently as you stare at each other. Salt, you kind of basically form yours into the opposite of hers, not wanting to be outshone. You want yours to be brighter now. If your sister's is going to be dark, you want to be bright and stand out. As you see Summer tackle Pepper to the ground, hugging her harder than you think she's ever hugged you. And you literally watched her think you've died, but Pepper actually died. And so this is kind of choking you for a bit, Pepper, as you're kind of slammed into the wall behind, as both of you kind of curl up and hug each other there for a moment.
Sis, I'm going to the Xenia voice by naturally. That's like my bad. Sis, thank you, but I think we have a mission to. I'm getting Kiwi mission to accomplish.
Oh, where's the amulet? You were meant to try it on. Like, it's no good if we bring you back. I don't know how you're back. Why are you back? And then Castigon walks in, and then he just murders all of us for stealing the necklace.
Well,
we should get the fuck out of here.
Pepper, you look down. It is on underneath your clothes. You still have the amulet.
it's here. Here, see that. But I think we should compose ourselves and get out.
You see Salt in the corner hugging his tail. Oh my god, it's so good to have you back. Oh, great. Oh, there's so much we can do together.
Salt.
Like the tail.
Back
So
here.
good.
Here. Come, Pepper. I mean, Summer. And I'm gonna come around Salt. And I'm just gonna go, Salt. Yes. We all have our tails now. And I think we should. Time to leave. Now, before Castigon gets back.
Oh, as much as I really enjoy your accent is interrupted as a sudden puff of gray smoke enters the house, as tossing what is nearly the size of a baseball in his hand, a gem white as starlight seems to reflect off the fiery place within the room, as he holds it in his hand. He says, "All right, that should be just about it."
Bestagon, we made a ratling.
I was never invisible. So
That's
I
not
feel like
okay.
there's-
Hold, no, that's not okay. You're siblings.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's a sibling as well.
3.
How far south were you born in?
Down under south. So I guess that's like the south of south, but not really the south. It's more like the SO of south without the th.
Okay. Are you... Castigon walks over to you, Pepper. She says, "Are you..." And he kind of like grabs your rat ear and just kind of shakes it a little bit. It doesn't feel good, is he?
No, That's my ear. Thank you very much.
Sorry, I thought, and he points to Summer. She's been practicing with. Either way, this complicates things a bit. I don't. The group doesn't know you. They're not just gonna let you in. They're only gonna let you two in.
Oh,
Group.
the group. Pepper's been around for like ages.
Yeah.
They know who
They'll
Pepper
recognize
is.
it's all good.
Pepper's been
And
here
what's
the whole
another
time,
rattling?
casting.
2 rattlings, 3 rattlings. It's all the same.
How did
Haven't you
they
noticed?
know Pepper and I didn't know Pepper?
I don't know. Maybe you're not very perceptive because she's been here like the whole time.
His tail. I've been in there the whole time.
Roll a persuasion, Pepper.
Um,
Summer, I'd say you could aid her and give her advantage, but you're not really helping.
no, but I can give her bardic inspiration or some shit. I have things. I'm a buffer.
Well,
Are you
20
going
What
to?
it is. Bardic
it's-
inspiration.
Okay, so
I just go.
how are you inspiring this?
It's fine. It's so fine. Everything's fine.
D4, right?
No, at 9th level it's a D8?
D6.
D6.
Whoa. Dice encounters, go. 4, 25.
25. So he looks down. You do have similar coats.
And, I mean, everything.
It's my tail.
They're not going to be freaked out by this. Our plan will still work, right? You need to get to Hao and get him to put the necklace on.
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, Pepper, welcome to the crew. We're going to kill a god today.
Oh, fun.
Is everyone ready?
No choice.
Born ready.
Well then.
Mhm.
He holds out his hand, and Salt and Summer kind of instinctually walk up to grab his hand. Before Pepper, you look at him a little hesitancy before he says, just grab on.
It's okay. I've done this heaps of times before.
Fine. Reluctantly grab.
Oh, wait. Where's the amulet?
Safe and sound.
Okay. Before he trusts you implicitly at this point, all of you suddenly find yourself poofed and disappeared. Summer, Salt, and Pepper, a bit of recognition. You hear the sudden splashing of a wave in the distance. You're near a coastline, and you recognize the trees nearby. Sun setting off in the distance, and the sounds of hammers and wood as people are rebuilding. You're behind a large tree in a cemetery. You recognize the town. You're back in Ashburn, but you're in the cemetery of Ashburn.
Weird.
Esther, did you get the coordinates right?
Yeah, I thought they were in Kern last I checked. Before all of you kind of Scooby-Doo it out the back of this very, very large tree here. As everybody roll me a perception. Besides Marcus and Robert.
3. Salt never perceives anything.
23.
23.
I'm rolling really good today. Yeah.
Somersault.
3.
3.
18.
18. Salt. You feel like sneezing. You're back to where the allergies really hit you bad here, man. It's hard for you to pay attention. But Pepper and Summer, you look out the back of this large tree, and you see a small gathering at this cemetery with 3 freshly dug graves. Standing over it are a few familiar faces. One, Summer, that you recognize immediately as Robert stands reading out of a book over a grave. There's a few other people nearby. There's a tall tiefling man, a woman with kind of feathers in her hair, a young boy, almost like person with twigs in his hair, and the caretaker of the cemetery that you met before, Whistler, all standing, looking down over 3 fresh graves as Robert speaks in the distance.
Weird. I wonder what they're.
This that better not be them. No. That I plan to come to see How, and I don't see How here. If is he in
How
that
do you not
grave?
see how?
Do you see How?
Surely, like you're so wise and smart and close to Nipian. How you would know, right? Like if that was How in the dirt, you would know.
I've been busy, okay? I've been collecting things so that we can deal with the Whisperer. That hasn't been my priority. I've just known to follow his aura, okay?
Okay. I mean,
You
well,
left us in a room. We made a rattling, sure, but we could have done so much more.
Go find out what's going on.
okay.
Okay.
Do we take Pepper? We take Pepper. Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
I'm doing this India voice. Of course. Then I just start running behind them already.
Castigon starts pulling out some papers out of a bag, and you can hear him flipping through it. As Summer, Salt, and Pepper, you step out from behind the big tree. This, what looks to be like a funeral, is happening some 50 yards away from you. They haven't noticed you all yet, but you can make your presence known.
How does Robert look?
Well, as you get a little closer, you can start to hear some of what he's saying. He's sad. He's very, very sad. What looks to be like the elvish woman with feathers in her hair and the young boy are kind of sad about this, less so than the others. But Robert and this tiefling fellow are... One of them is just... The tiefling's on his knees in front of one grave as Robert is struggling to get out some of the lines. But he does speak a prayer to the dead. What do you hear him saying, Jakey?
Robert is... His hands are kind of trembling as he's holding this kind of text. And,
I know that not all of us believed in the same things. I know that one of us chased the clouds. One of us was a dedicated follower of the Whispers. And then the changeling who believed in love. I wish with everything in me that we all did better. This didn't need to happen.
And Robert closes the book.
The Whispers have taken so much, and I know it's not because they're bad. But I wish they were still here.
At that moment, I snuck up to his leg, and I sort of tug his hip.
He turns slowly.
Salt?
Hey, buddy.
He drops to one knee, and I think that's when Robert's been doing the whole like dad thing at the funeral, where like he's got the misty eyes. But that is just when the tears come out, and he just like wraps his arms around Salt.
I tried, Salt. I tried very hard.
It's okay, we're here. And I sort of point to Summer and Pepper.
Marcus, a few rattlings, you've seen a few of them before, have come to this funeral. They must have been friends of Ren's.
Robert like scoops up Salt in one arm and runs to Pepper and wraps his arm around her, and then looks to Pepper, opening his arms as well.
I know we only met through different circumstance, but you are just as much my family.
And he just squeezes them all real tight. He goes,
I tried very hard, and I'm so sorry. First team and And Gideon, and now Zania, it's...
You did your best. I sort of pat him on the back of the head a little bit.
But it's not good if my best isn't good enough.
Summer is gonna scurry up onto Robert's shoulder, and she's gonna pretend like she's just hugging him really tight, and she's gonna lean in and say, "He's coming.
Who?
He's watching. He's watching."
I think Robert does that thing where he's about to yell because that's like but I think the severity
I will do everything in my power to protect you all. I will not lose more.
Hey, how about? Oops, sorry. How about you get revenge? I'm Peppa, by the way.
I figured as much.
Would you like some revenge?
Marcus, I need you to roll me a perception.
Be a dear perception G plus 0. No, that's a 4. I am staring at this grave.
These rat folks are very loud and interrupting. They literally are hugging the person who was giving the eulogy. You wish they would leave as you sit in front of your friend's grave.
and he kind of looks at the 3 ratlings in his arms.
I will follow you all. But you know vengeance is not very strong in my nature, but I will not lose you 3.
Think of it as justice. I give him one squeeze, and then I scurry back down and head back behind the tree again.
I look up to Robert, letting him go as well, and say, "Is there anyone else that should come with us?" And I offer my hand to Robert.
Yes. Give me a few more moments to finish my words, and I think I have someone in mind.
And Robert's gonna return.
Robert, you come back over to the group as Dinky looks up at you and says, I didn't know that others could talk to the rats.
Robert leans in.
It takes a very special someone to make friends with rats, so I know why you can too.
Dinky's friends with everybody, but of course, the rats would be good ones to be friends with. But I'm sorry, continue with what you were doing. Yeah, Celine says, yeah, Dinky, why don't you and I and Marcus, why don't we go get a drink somewhere? Robert, you seem to want to catch up with friends. Marcus?
Actually, Celine, if you wouldn't mind taking Dinky for but a moment, I would like to have a word with Marcus, if that's not too much trouble.
Okay, that's fine. If you need anything, we'll be at the inn.
Thank you, Celine.
Dinky,
Sent you a message, Rybo.
Okay. As Celine reaches her hand down to grab Dinky and begins walking away from the cemetery. Whistler kind of comes up, says, you need this spot for a bit, or am I done here?
We'll take a few moments and then you can finish what you need to. Just a few. We're here in the morning.
I'll go get the flowers. Or begins walking off towards what is the grave tender's cottage, leaving you and Marcus there for a moment.
Marcus, I wouldn't ask this in any other circumstance, but I need your help.
for the first time, Marcus takes off this extremely large wizard's hat, and this long auburn hair falls down around the horns. And Marcus is gonna get up. Clearly, like the whole way from Kern to here, just like after that really bad cry, just you've got the eye bags and everything. What do you need?
I'm not for certain, but those individuals that came up to me, they are what is left of my family. I've made friends here and there, and it has been difficult to keep many of them. I would like to keep those 3 if I can, and I would enlist your aid. I know you are a very powerful individual,
And Robert looks to the grave.
and the way Ren spoke of you, I know things got heated when you first reunited, but I know Ren saw the world in you. So I would like to enlist Ren's trust in you, if I may.
Thank you.
All right.
As you say, all right. Salt, Summer, Pepper, you walk back over behind the large tree, and you see Castigon. Well, is he dead? I think it'll still work. I just need his body. That's fine. Is he dead or is he alive?
He seems to be,
Skis, I think.
yeah, he seems to be fairly dead.
Son of a bitch. Okay, all right. Well, if anybody sees this, before Castigon poofs from behind the tree, as the 3 of you turn and look, Castigon now stands over what is the 3 graves. Robert and Marcus look over and see Castigon now standing atop, desecrating your recently buried friends' graves, as he says, "Hey, big guy, which one's the purple one buried in? I'm here to pay my respects."
Marcus stops Robert for a second, and Marcus looks up and like cleans away tears. Castigon. Castigon?
Do I know you?
Yes. Marcus.
Oh,
Yes.
shit. You're in Kern, aren't you?
Yeah. You can help us.
I can help you.
You can get us to Ren and the rest of them.
Are they in here? Because you don't want to go where they're going if they're here, my friend. Or maybe you do. That's where you went the last time we worked together. But truly, is this... he kind of stamps on the ground a little insultingly. He goes, "This one's too big to have been the drow, right? It has to be." And he goes over to one of the other graves and kind of starts stamping on it. Which one is... which one's how?
Summer holds onto Robert's hand tight and squeezes it.
The 3 rat folk run back over and grab onto Robert's hand.
Robert
I'll
is
stand
almost
next to Castigon.
unintentionally like crushing their hands. He is seething right now. Like, I think, and I don't know if this has been described before, but when lizards do that thing where their eyes like furrow, like Robert's for the first time are narrow, and he is just sweating under his scales. But because they're there, he is not flipping his lid.
Actually, I'll climb up on the back of Robert and whisper in his ear, "Patience.
I'll
Patience."
be standing next to them, just crossing my arms.
Patience.
That one there.
Oh, this one? Thanks. Saves me the trouble of the others. Before he... you see his hand just kind of reach out, and you hear what sounds like the scraping of metal as a sudden puff of gray hits nearby, and another puff of gray off in the graveyard disappears as he seems to have teleported one of the nearby shovels. He says, "Give me a moment," before he starts. "I have business to attend to. I would never do this to your friend, Robert, but you definitely don't want to call this guy your friend." Before he starts just digging up Howe's grave. What's everybody
Patience.
doing as he's digging?
What are you doing?
I need his body. It's for a thing. Marcus, wait. You actually may know. As he continues to dig, he goes, "You've heard of the Whisperer, right? I know Big Guy has."
Well, yeah, clearly the god, yeah.
Right. Well, the three of us. Why don't I tell you in a minute, big one? Before he starts. He's pointing to. Oh yeah, I guess four. Yeah, you do. Hold up, four. As he goes, oh, sorry, four of us. You're new here. Before he kind of continues to dig into there, I just need before you hear like as if the shovel stops. He goes, whoops, before he throws the shovel and starts kind of digging away with his hands there for a moment.
As the shovel, like when that ting happens, Summer like shudders and squeezes Robert's hand a little bit tighter, and just like silent tears are rolling down her cheek. She's trying her hardest to mask them so that Castigon doesn't notice, and being as quiet as she possibly can.
What? Castigon, what does this have to do with the Whisperer?
A lot, a whole lot. Oh, you follow, don't you? Well, I've got a treat for you if you want to help out.
Do not speak to me like I am some child. I don't need treats.
Oh,
What are you doing, Castigon?
Patience.
Salt, give me the amulet.
Pepper.
I walk up behind Roll. Oh, I guess I'll also crawl because I could do that. I'll crawl on top of Robert's shoulder, head, and remember, revenge. I mean,
Patience.
end goal here.
Patience.
Pepper, you could give him the necklace now.
As you're telling Pepper to do it, Castigon seems to have reached into the dirt, and he pulls up the head of, not just the head, but like he pulls the head, kind of leans Hal's body out of the dirt and gives kind of a, hey, good boy, you're still here. Amulet, please. Reaches kind of backwards.
Right. And take it off. Does anything happen to me as I take it off?
No.
Oh. Okay. Hand it over.
Just Thanos dusted just for touching the other. I don't want to go.
I don't feel so good,
Mr. Robert. I don't feel so good.
Robert Downey Jr. You mean? Anywho,
Yeah.
That's not even GFY worthy. That's just so good. Oh my god.
FY.
And I am Robert.
I will absolutely take the GFY, well earned, as he reaches
so
out
good.
for the amulet. You give it to him, Pepper?
Mm-hmm.
He grabs it. He says, Marcus, I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to put this on him. You're going to see a lot of things. We're going to have to get out of here. We're going to boot, scoot, and boogie, but we're going to do it very, very quickly. I actually could use you after this is all said and done. I might be a little spent. Do you want to earn some money? I'll take you to your friend if that's what you want.
You'll take me to Ren.
Of course, yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Before he throws the amulet on, he goes, Oh, I wish that son of a bitch were here. Before he takes the amulet off and he puts it on Hal. Kind of has to wrap it up under there. It's kind of hard to watch as he does so before he stands backing up from the grave, knocking the dirt out of his hands. Before he looks down and says, all right, this is kind of what we're looking for here, guys. Get ready. Grab your dagger, Salt. I don't know what you use, Pepper, but if you've got a dagger, you know what, here, he throws you one, as you don't really have a weapon yet. She goes, big guy, don't take this personal. As Castigon stands there and looks down at Hal. Everybody roll me a perception.
A classic Robert natural one.
Nice. 19.
19.
I'm back with the good rolls. 6.
6.
14.
14. 19 and
14 as well.
14. You all look for the slightest hint of movement coming out of How, as Castigon seems to do the same. See, okay, this isn't Ren's thing, right? He didn't turn into, or I get it. Good practical joke, right? Come on. This is the right one, right? This is the drow.
Yes, that's the drow. What?
No reason to lie to you.
Okay, well, the Whisperer should be here right now. I got the amulet. He holds up this small little baseball-sized diamond in his hand.
Are you looking for his... Marcus stops for a second. Are you looking for the source of his power?
Salt interrupts briefly right before you say it out loud. Salt, what did you say?
Wait, what's meant to be happening? Nothing's happening.
Yeah, I get that, Salt. Sorry, I get that. I'm trying to get the Whisperer here, because if he's here, and I bring him here into your friend's body, he's much weaker. I'll kill him and he'll be dead for good. Again, no offense.
But how are you bringing him here?
With the amulet.
You aren't.
Oh, the amulet's meant to bring a person here?
Yes. Well, it's meant to do whatever I want it to do.
So, I think the amulet already worked. We made a rally.
An immediate flash of recognition just flashes across his eyes. Did you touch my amulet? That is the only thing I asked of you. Did you touch the amulet?
Well, I can kind of really officially touch it. Like, there's like a tail and it was pepper and everything else. And so, I didn't touch it. It was fine.
I mean, really, how can you touch something that made you become something? It's just...
Pepper.
The amulet touched her?
I mean...
Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah. Someone knows what you're talking about.
Again, how can you touch something that didn't really exist?
Before he reaches down and unclasps the amulet off of How, says, Pepper, would you come here for a moment?
Oh. Someone grabs Pepper by the tail and doesn't let go.
Guys, it's Castor. It's fine.
It's nothing bad, but I'm gonna shove you back into this amulet if you don't get back in there and give me the magic that I've been planning this for years. It's very fortunate that you got to see your brothers and sisters again, but you don't even want to. You were already dead. It won't be a problem. Come here. Just come here.
I turn to Summer.
Castor! I got it.
What? There's nothing to got here. And he starts
I got it. And I run over to Castigon. I'm sort of like pulling at his leg. I got it. I figured it out.
He's trying to walk to his sister, but you're pulling him, and he's, what? Salt!
The Sun Spear! We can steal it. We've done it before, and then you can use that.
That doesn't do the same thing, Salt.
It teleports them to he who you want to talk to's
It
location.
does not. It teleports us to the celestial realm. The problem is I don't know where the Whisperer is.
It does. I'm sure it does, because there was like that thing. Remember that time when we sort of like talked about how the larger energies sort of appear, and then everyone knows about it in the local areas and everything else.
No.
And we have Robert with us.
That doesn't matter. I needed how. He's the one who has the direct connection to the Whisperer. I need his connection.
No, he
My
doesn't.
sister also has direct connection.
No, they don't. Neither does the big guy. Neither of them have the direct connection. What did you say, big one? He kind of
I
like
said-
mid-talking.
No, he doesn't. How gave that up?
To who?
I wasn't really told, but I remember how he was upset while we were recouping in the Red Wagon Inn, and he went by Rothamir. That was his name.
Oh, the guy, Rothamir? Who's Rothamir? Who did he trade? Why would he give the... What?
That's Rothamir. How was Rothamir?
Why does everybody have so many names? Who has
He
it
gave-
now? You don't know who has it? Who would know?
I only saw them briefly before the trial by combat, so I'm not sure who took his connection. I remember he mentioned the tears. He had that. That was very important to him.
Okay. Tell you what. Salt. Maybe we have more to do. Maybe we need to get some tears. We need to figure out who has them. This should have been an easy day. I'm very upset. I'm sorry. I'm very upset. So
It's
you need
all
to
right, we'll
find
get them.
out who has these tears. This is
Who?
imperative.
You can get me back to Ren, right?
Yes, but not if you have nothing for me. This isn't part of you anymore.
I have a name.
You know who?
Is that important enough for you?
Yeah, a name is all I need. I will get you to Ren.
He's a tiefling fellow by the name of Korthax, back in Kern. I wouldn't suggest messing with him. He's
Oh, Korthax. Korthax had... Okay. Why did he give it to Korthax?
What's a Korthax?
It is a prince of demons. What was Korthax doing there? Why did he give it to him?
a deal was struck.
Did I princess?
Like you, but for different things.
Also, no, Summer has a point. Maybe it was betrothal. He was looking for something to put on a ring for his princess. You said he is a prince, yes?
He...
I'm a prince.
You are. I remember this. Perhaps we find you tears to put in a ring, but not that for now. Anyway, what were you saying? I got a little sidetracked.
Salt, Summer, Pepper.
Casta.
Mhm. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
That's what you said last time, and it was 4 hours.
I will be right back before he disappears. He's very angry at what is essentially going on right now. Castigon disappears in a puff of gray smoke, leaving Pepper, Somersault, Robert, and Marcus upon the open grave of Hal. Howard is not in a casket. He was buried in the dirt, like all drow would be.
I go over to Hal and I like touch his face, and then I look at the dirt and I look up at Robert and say, where is she? Tania? She's here, right?
Robert goes up and like wraps his arms around Summer and picks her up and walks her over to the grave, and then like does like the dad kneel where he kneels and puts Summer on his knee and shows her the grave.
This is where Zinir is.
Puts into the dirt and then tries to listen for the whispers, which is something she hasn't done for a very long time.
Roll me a perception.
Six.
You put your ear to the dirt, trying to hear something, but you're strangely absent any sound. Normally, when Robert guides you, you can find exactly what you're looking for, but you can't hear really anything.
Wait for a moment and then turn around and bury my head into Robert and just cry.
While this is happening, Ryan,
Yep.
Salt picks up his tail and sort of tries to talk to it, going, "Yeah, I know. I mean, like, Sunspear will fix everything." Oh, crap. Pepper, come over here. I need to talk to you.
Oh.
So, yeah, like, I mean, come on. It just makes perfect sense, right? Like, the Sunspear is what got us there, and it's what gives me Gascon, and what gives me the Whispers. It just all lines up.
I slowly start walking over.
Right? Like 1 + 1 is 2.
Yes?
Exactly. You see, you get me. Oh,
No.
it's so much easier talking out loud now.
I just don't understand how the sun spear is going to fix anything.
Well, so if you remember correctly, it also when we had the hat and Sunspear and the fight, and then we got to meet the first god. So it all makes sense because the gods only appeared when we had the Sunspear. Because we met that giant god in the desert, and then we met Castigon, and then we met Iska, and then every god happened because of it. It's the catalytic effect. Right? It's like when you have a blocks and you take a block away and it all falls down.
That all seems relative.
Exactly. Oh, it's so good just to talk to you still. Oh, thank you.
It did not seem like the spear was the cause. It just so happened. I feel like we would have ran into them with or without the spear.
I think you're thinking too much about it.
I think I'm the only one thinking enough.
It's all right. I'm sure Castigon will agree. It's good. Thank you. Thank you for the talk. It makes perfect sense.
Oh, God. Fucking hell.
As Summer cries into the dirt next to Robert, Marcus, you sit there kind of dumbfounded, hoping for this opportunity to see Ren once more, to really thank him for everything. And if you can, thank Hal for what he's done, truly. You sit there for a couple of minutes, trying to figure out what to do before another puff of gray appears. Castigon. Okay. I'm not one to admit this. This is not something that's fun for me to say, or fun for me to do. I don't like this. Salt, you had a good idea.
Of course.
Not for the reason that you think, but I've spoken to Korthax. I don't have the power to deal with Korthax in his realm. The hells are beyond me. I can get there, but I'm not as strong. They are. It's their realm. I can't just take from him. What I can do is trade. I'm a very good barterer. He will give me the tears, which is all I need. I had the backup plan. And as he holds up that diamond the size of a baseball, I had it. So, if we get the tears, we're good. He would trade for the Sun Spear.
Amazing.
You know, Keenak has the spear again, right?
Yeah, take it at once, take it again. Easy enough. In fact, how about you help us out? That'd be really good because we had like more people last time.
Help you out?
Yeah.
That's how all three of them are in the ground right now. Is because of that stupid fucking spear.
No, it's because of the stupid.
Keenak killed them all.
We'll get our revenge on Keenak.
We've already done this.
He can cry in the corner.
I can get Keenak out of his domain, but for many other reasons, I cannot touch that spear. I will get it to you all, and you can get in there and get his spear for me. Then we will make a trade. Then we will get to see your god, big man. Wouldn't you like that, to meet your god? That's a good thing. You should
I
be
would
happy.
like to meet him through an honorable death, not through a cowardice's means.
Give you that too if that's what you want, but we're gonna meet him, so if you want to come along.
Get that bard out
Zesty
here. It's
ringtone.
not the mood for it.
The only reason I will stand within 10 feet of you is for these rattlings. If they value your word and they value with what you are saying, I will fight for them because I love and care for them. But so help me if a hair is split on any of them. I, in every life I have, will invoke all of my fury after you. That is a promise.
Not a problem. I'm not even going to be there. It's going to be all of you. I'm going to get the lizard out of there, keep him out of there, and then all you got to do is he flicks a coin to you, Summer. You've seen him deal with these before. If you speak into the coin, he's going to be able to hear it. It is a spot of vanity. It looks like what is a typical platinum coin, but he's carved his own face into it, as that's how you're going to be able to communicate to him. He goes, you tell me when you have the spear, I'll come in, we'll get out of there.
They're a bit quieter than the maracas.
I put the coin into my pocket and I nod and I wipe the tears and the snot away and I go,
Okay. He's already come through here. It's going to get kind of hot where we're going to go. Are we okay?
I would like a few minutes to rebury the body you desecrated.
I'll help you.
Thank you.
You hear briefly a mention of Castigon saying, he's already dead. What does it mean? Before he walks off to give you a moment, and he starts kind of flipping through some pages in a small journal that he has, leaving you all a moment to rebury the body and prepare.
That's what Robert does in the meantime.
Marcus is helping. Salt, Summer, Pepper, what are you doing?
Get the sunspeed. God, the sunspeed.
Summer is gonna get Penguin out of the hat.
As
and
yeah, go ahead.
And she's gonna like lead him over to where Robert is burying Hal.
As he is kind of walked over very gently by Summer, he picks up a little cinnamon stick and looks down at Robert, who's continuing to bury the body. He goes, oh, it's not good. Sorry to hear that, big guy.
I'm a little bit worried that things are gonna get worse before they get better. Robert, I'm sorry. And I start helping to push some of the dirt over. Is there somewhere that he can be safe?
As you're doing this, Penguin is taking his big flat flipper feet and kind of like stamping onto the ground to try and like smooth it out on the top.
From standing inside the grave, now Robert's been burying a little bit. When Summers like apologizes, he just like puts his hand on her face and like wipes a tear with his thumb.
You have nothing to apologize for, Summer. You have been through so much. Do not take this on as your own. This is...
I just want to make sure that the Penguin's safe and
Yes. There is a tavern that Celine and Dinky are headed to. They are the feathered woman and the small individual. Marcus, do you mind taking the Penguin there quickly? They're just up the road. They only left moments ago.
Yes.
Thank you. This,
a little bit.
All right, come on, you little abomination.
Hey, you're half human, half demon. You call me an abomination? I just think you should look in the mirror sometime before you go out throwing accusations like that. But as he blows smoke in your face as
I
you
don't
lean
know.
down to pick him up.
I don't know why they don't want you in the hells. You'd fit in perfectly. Let's go.
Before you
Just
he's like, hey, before you kind of pick him up and just like throw him on your shoulder. And he kind of like keeps hitting you with the cinnamon stick before you just, it doesn't hurt at all. It's like a child just kind of, he tries his best.
I grab before he jumps up on his shoulder, and I look at him and I give him a big hug and I say, I don't know if we're gonna come back from here, but I do know that it's not gonna be safe enough for you down there. And I'm sure that you're gonna find well, I'm sure you'll be waiting for me, but if not, I'm sure you're gonna find a place that your wonderful charm can bring happiness to other people. And I give him a big squeeze and a little kiss on his cheek, and then I let him go.
Hey, don't be talking like that. We're gonna see you as soon as you're done. You just come back and we'll go from there. You're supposed to be done working for Castigon after this, so don't even sweat it. We'll see you soon.
Right.
He tries to give you a kiss, but it's a beak, so it kind of hurts. Before he says, "Don't even worry about it. We're gonna have a drink when you're done."
Save me some
I run up
fish.
to
Salt, go ahead.
I run up to Penguin. You did good. Job successful, and I high fin him.
He kind of high fives and he goes, "Now, if he doesn't need to use it, I think he may have a spare basketball-sized diamond that you should grab along the way, friend."
but why did he call him an abomination for being half demon? Aren't penguins half fish, half bird? Something I will never understand.
As Marcus is taking Penguin away, Robert's very confused at Penguin McCool.
At the end of the day, we're all abominations. I mean, we've got half rats and half... if I think about this too long, I'll get sick.
As Marcus, you take Penguin McCool. The Red Wagon Inn here, you were told, is still not fixed and ready to go, but there is a black birch that you see Dinky and Celine sitting outside waiting as you bring over Penguin and set him along the bench before Dinky and Penguin have been having a great time in this few minutes that they've known each other. "Hello, friend." Before Penguin's like, "Yo, what's up, Jump?" "Oh, he already speaks. I don't need to do the spell. Okay. Hello, friend. How are you?" Celine's like, "Are you sure you want me to watch both of the little ones?"
If you can. It's better for both of them to be here. I think Dinky's innocence is a little too much for going to the hills.
For Dinky's like, "Can I try that cinnamon?" Before he's like, "No. It's mine. It's my cinnamon." Before he goes, "Okay, well, I'll just go get my own." He goes, "There's not going to be one like this. Just so you know." Where Celine goes, "Okay, well, when you're done, we're still leaving tomorrow for Redcliffe, Dinky and I. So hopefully, will they be back by tomorrow?"
I have absolutely no way to know, but just in case, safe travels.
If they're not back, I won't leave, but either way. We'll see you when we see you.
Be safe.
You as well. I hope that you will be safe, if not going anywhere terribly dangerous.
Don't have to worry about me. Worry about the rest. As Marcus is now walking away, Marcus has this little smirk on his face as he says, "Fashion." And the top robes, the hat, all disappear, just revealing this like peachy toned skin on the upper torso, tattoos all over, but the most important two are on his back, large demonic looking wings tattooed onto his back, and the bottom part of the robes turn into like this reddish, like almost burnt hue, as he's walking back, getting ready to go back to the house.
As you do walk away, I need you to roll a perception for me.
Perceptions are on point tonight. Well, at least one of them is. It's a 17.
You feel a southern expression, like a rat ran over your grave, a chill up your spine.
Was it me?
You kind of you're running over a different person's grave. Marcus, you look back at Celine before she just kind of gives you a wink. You don't know what's going on. You feel something, but you disregard it before walking back to the group. Robert, you're finished digging the hole as Marcus returns. Pepper, Summer, Salt. Is there anything anybody else needs to do?
Salt, quit running across graves. People are buried there.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry, I don't mean to snap at you, but I mean, this is a place of, it's a sanctuary of sorts. Plus, around that tree looks very fun to run around. I will join you.
Great.
Clank, 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 clank.
At that, Castigon is definitely assuming you're ready. And before he walks back over, says, okay. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to drop you off right at the front of the palace that you were in. What you described the very first day. Then you're going to go in. You're going to go into his main chambers, get the spear, and leave. I'm going to go in, get him out of there. He's a tough bastard. I'm going to need to deal with him. There's other people there celebrating. Took a brief check. Get in there, grab the spear, leave, call me, and then I will come get you. Okay?
Okay.
Do you need any help, Castigon?
Oh no, I'll be fine. They're gonna need some help. He's the champion of a place that prizes their warriors. You're gonna be
Trust me, I know.
dealing with enough.
Just watched him. Yeah.
Do what?
Nothing. Let's go.
Okay. Ends in.
Fire.
Heart.
This is bullshit.
Porridge. Sorry, I thought we were just saying things we like. No? Do I pull my hand back out?
Firewater.
Do it? No, I said
No,
porridge,
that's
not firewater.
That's when
For
you
the
put your
love of
hand
God,
in.
can we please?
Shake it off.
I'm waiting, Summer, Pepper. Hands in, as Pepper is already over this. You all, Summer, Salt, Pepper, you've felt this before. Robert and Marcus have not felt this type of magic. Marcus, this is even different than the way you do things. This seems to be innately to Castigon. This isn't some spell that he's casting. As you suddenly feel yourselves being pulled like water through a shower drain, it is sunset. You feel the heat and the coarse sand back against your skin, Robert. You hate it. It gets everywhere. It is blowing heavily on you. You're home, but not a home that you want to be back in. Summer, Salt, this is where you met your friends. Marcus, you've never been to the Scorch. You've seen it in your own visions, but you never had to go here. And Pepper, you've definitely never been here alive. You all hear the sounds of drums and music playing. Lutes and heavy, heavy war drums inside the top of the pyramid. There are a few people walking away, but you see that same almost miniature pyramid that is Castigon's abode from the very first time you were here. Lights lit up all around. There are people partying in the streets all about here as well. You can hear the clanging of swords and hear small bits of magic bouncing off of the sandstone within. There seems to be exhibition matches going on, just like the first time you came to Kinak. You can almost smell the wine in the air, the feast that is his return with his weapon. Kinak, not only being praised in Kern, being praised at home for destroying the dragon and bringing back the spear, he is more beloved than he ever had been before. Okay. Go. Before Castigon vanishes.
Wait, I think I forgot my keys. Oh, well,
Oh, GFY. Straight GFY.
I'll take
Just-
it.
Worth
Just
it.
straight up.
All right, sis, you still got your hat?
Yeah.
Amazing. We can fit another sun spear in there.
if
Yeah.
if I
It's getting real tatty.
What's one more sun spear?
can, I know he wants to trade, but is there some way of going about this? Kinak, we've taken so much from Kinak. Spade is gone, and I know he took some from us, but I will follow you each anywhere. But is this right?
Of course.
Absolutely not.
Robert, you remember back on the beach day? And you remember when I first heard the voices and I dove into the water? And I just knew what to do? I feel that feeling again, and I think it's going to be okay. And sometimes we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we just have to trust.
Okay. I trust you. I will not let you down.
You could never. Now, Salt, are you going to steal some shit?
Oh, yeah. I mean, acquire. Painfully, quietly.
Why don't we say borrow?
Well, of course, because we're not keeping it anyway.
Burr, quietly, please.
Quite quietly.
Yes, thank you.
So, sis, you can, poof us, can't you?
Me?
Sis?
Which sis? It's so
The
much
one
more
that magic-
confusing now. There's two. I can make you
Um,
invisible.
How many of us can you invisible, please?
Oh, it depends how hard I concentrate, I guess.
Because I can invisible means myself. I've been watching you.
Like three of us. So if you can do you, I can do the rest.
That is impressive. You know, I could make all of us invisible. See? Look at that. I can't see any of you.
Marcus quickly ties up his hair and just goes invisible.
Wait, did it work?
I was being a
And
jerk.
one
I
more
opened-
time,
Jackie
one more
saw it.
time, and then I point to Salt. And I'm guessing Salt
Wait.
turns himself invisible.
I'm going
I
to
turn
count from 5. 4,
now Salt's
3,
invisible.
2, 1.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, I'm magic! Wait, let me try it again. Okay, I got
Uh-huh.
this.
And then I cast
1.
invisibility on myself, Pepper, and Robert.
Oh my god, where are my hands? Wait,
Wait, midway through the spell, you can suddenly see through because your hands are transparent.
my word. I have never felt so powerful.
Robert, voice. Keep your voice.
But quiet.
down.
But I'm invisible. They
No,
can't see
you're-
or hear me.
But you're not silent.
Wait, but how does something that you can't see make sound?
Is this what I've been doing to people?
Yeah.
There is an old proverb that once said, if a tree falls in the forest and no one is there to witness it, does it make a sound? So if I, being invisible, do I make a sound?
Robert, we just solved it. The answer is yes. Now shut up.
Oh.
Marcus is quickly thumbing through his book to see if he has the silent spell.
Even though you couldn't see it, we could all hear it.
There's a sound of when they start walking, Robert just trips like 5 times because he can't see his own feet. So it's just poof, and because we're on sand, it's just a splay of sand out.
Wait, I got this.
Boop, boop, poof.
Robert's definitely one of those people that makes sure both feet are on each step before he goes up to the next step, you know? So he has to see. As all 5 of you now invisible, you look up with a bit more confidence, think that you're going to be able to make it to the top of the abode. Remember, this sort of pyramid-like structure stops about halfway up and becomes a second and third story, where the bottom floor was where you all had this kind of gladiator fight in that old 70s style, like inlet in the floor. You never really made it to the second or third floor because you already stole the spear and just left, but you know that there are a second and third story to this open air type home. Flames all around, many people walking up and down the stairs. From this small alleyway that you're standing in on the side seeing this, you all now can leave and go up the stairs, or you tell me exactly what you're doing.
Do we know where the sun spear is?
Top level.
Yeah, let's just be quiet and sneaky, and we'll just get it, right?
Everyone's partying. They're going to pay attention to a bunch of invisible people.
Yeah, no one can ever see through invisibility.
That's not true at all.
What do you mean?
Oh, sarcasm. Was that sarcasm?
What's sarcasm?
There are plenty of things that can see through invisibility.
Are you one of them?
You do sarcasm.
I'm
Actually,
a
I am,
princess,
yes.
and I can't see through anything. Oh, I can see through my arm. You're right. You're right. We can all see through the invisibility.
Okay, let's just get this thing and go.
Oh, see through it. That took me a second. I understand. That is how you see through invisibility.
We're all
Yeah.
gonna die.
Close your eyes. You don't see through it, unless you've got no eyelids. And then you
We're all
see
gonna
through the
die.
eyelids.
We're all gonna
I've
die.
noticed that when I'm blinking, I can just keep seeing. It's a very strange thing.
Summer tries to blink.
You
What?
get to see Ren at least.
Oh my god. Hello. God, I did the Zenio voice again. Sorry.
Well, hi there.
Hello? Mission?
Oh.
Right.
Wow, at least we've got one person with their head on straight. Let's go.
Okay, there are
Right.
4 stairways that lead up to the top of this. Again, open air pyramid style. The south stairway is where you came from originally, which kind of is the main one. But then there is the back stairway, which kind of is where the ladder is that leads up to the next stories, where the little stairwell that kind of goes up is. There's also the east and western one, which you might have less attention. Where are you guys heading up from?
From the closest stairs.
Okay.
And while we do that, Marcus is gonna like try and get closer to Robert and say, Robert, remember, you're
God,
invisible.
What?
You're
I can't see you. You can't sneak up on me like that.
You're invisible, not ethereal. People can't walk through you. They just can't see you.
What's an ethereal?
Summer's
And
gonna walk behind.
The voice just disappears from Marcus.
Marcus, I know you're here still. You need to answer the question. Marcus?
Or Summer kind of pushes on you. You feel a hand urge you up the steps.
Oh, thank you,
And-
Marcus.
And Summer starts singing, "Don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious." And grants Robert 1 bardic inspiration.
You make it so it
D16
literally
is what you
can't give you GFYs when you're giving out an inspo by doing it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the counter to the GFY is be a bard.
I'm all GFY, baby.
What'd you
That's
say?
my secret.
All bards next season.
All bards, just a traveling band. Right. As you go up the steps, the clanging of blades and wood and metal gets louder. As you finally make it up to what is the first floor here, you can see a spattering of noble people, mostly humans, some half-elves, and quite a few lizard folk of the well-to-do in here, watching a few gladiators in that same pit where you were evaluated. There are a couple of lizard folks with these long curved blades seeming to strike out at this small group of dwarves who have this really, really heavy plate-like armor. And as they're doing so, one of them lops off a dwarf's arm in a single blow. It falls to the ground before the lizard folk, you can see, licks his lips as if seeing a meal ready to eat. But the other dwarf comes over and quickly grabs his arm and says, "Hold on!" before throwing it back up and casting a spell, seemingly immediately mending the arm back on as these lizard folks hiss in the crowd. Oh, very golf clap type. Oh, well done, well done, well done. As these are noble folk watching this fight happen. There is 2 doorways that you can see here. You've never actually gone upstairs, so you don't know what the stair or where the stairway is, but you can see on the outside there are a few steps that lead up and above you. You could follow them back around to the other side and see where they begin, or there are 2 rooms in here. Small, though you can tell.
So if I remember correctly, if we walk all the way around the right side, but I was sneaking around that side last time, I'm sure there was some steps over there somewhere, but it's been a while.
That's our bet, right?
Yeah. Way.
You're very quiet. Pigeon.
Quietly.
I need everybody to roll me stealth at advantage, except for Robert, who rolls it regular for reasons of big
Wow.
armor boy.
How much is the Bardic Inspo? Because I don't know if it's gonna help.
Oh no.
1d6.
It's my first natural 20 of the night.
Yay.
Nat 20. Pepper.
19.
19. Salt.
28.
28. Summer.
22.
Robert.
It's +0, so that's a 4, but plus another 4 from Bardic Inspro, so that's an 8.
Well, what do you know?
He just keeps falling. Just
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
He
Don't
says
be
out loud,
suspicious.
causing noise. As
yeah.
you round where these 2 rooms are, you do see stairs kind of set into the sandstone that lead you up to the 2nd story. You can go right up these stairs. They are kind of out and open to the view, but you're invisible. It's not a problem. As you all begin sneaking your way up there, Robert, with your 2-footed walk and desire to see your feet, fall upon these stairs and make a loud metallic clink as your splint armor hits down. But that sound is muffled as a loud scream seems to overtake the sound, coming somewhere above you all.
Thank God we're invisible, or someone would have heard that.
It's not how that works at all.
I'm
That's
sorry
not
that I
how
brought
that works
Robert
at
this
all.
way.
You've done this
That's
to
amazing.
all of us.
Summer doesn't scream like that.
As you all begin to hear a large amount of footsteps running, sprinting, like a crowd headed your way. You're currently midway through the stairs. What are you doing?
Get
I
up,
leg it up.
Get up the stairs. Stay to the sides of the stairs.
As you try and run up the stairs, you suddenly see what is a crowd of lizard folk, noble humans, half-elves, all rushing in your direction. This is the equivalent of a stampede of people rushing away from something quite horrific on the stairs here. If you're going to try and stay on these stairs without falling off or getting run into, going to need a dexterity save. Or if you want to just push past them, need a strength save. You tell me what you're doing. Remember, you are invisible, and they don't currently know that you're here.
Also, everyone gets a +3 because Robert's aura. Let's go, paladins.
Oh,
Mm.
+3.
Can I climb up the wall, Ryan? So I'm sort of hanging from the corner of the ceiling.
Yeah, so it depends on what your, because I'm going to ask you, what are you doing to get away on these stairs? We'll change the DC. So still need a deck
Cool.
save.
Yeah.
So let's start with Salt, since you already have an idea. You want to try and run up before anybody touches you.
Sort of hanging in the corner between the roof and the side.
Okay, you quickly rush up basically the column that holds this spiral staircase that leads up. What was your deck save?
My deck save is +7.
Plus another 3.
Oh, +10. 26.
The crowd rushes toward you, fear in their eyes, before you just kind of sidestep back and crawl backwards up the column. You were right near the top anyway. You probably could have just snuck your way through them, but just to be safe, you climb your way up the wall to where nobody could possibly hit you. Summer?
I want to keep as close to Robert as possible while kind of jumping onto the wall. I will try and pull him aside if I can. Is that a thing that I can do?
If you're wanting to move over there and try and pull Robert to the edge of this column that has the circular staircase, you can. I'll need a deck save and a athletics.
So my deck save was 17.
Okay. Easily able to get onto the wall. If you're following Salt's lead, that's what rat folk would do.
And my athletics, do I get +3 to athletics as well?
It's not a save.
It's only saving throws.
Oh, and
Yeah.
a save. Yep. That is 16 for athletics.
Okay. It's not enough to pull Robert. He's a big guy. You're a small thing. But it is enough to guide him to not make a bad decision.
I was about to say, Robert is going to, now that he's seeing the crowd, he's going to move with Summer's guidance, and he's going to press against the wall and take his shield and try and, like, merge people. So almost like a strength, like he's holding himself to basically, like, so people feel like if they're bumping into walls in the chaos kind of thing. So
Okay.
he's just going to, like, slowly move up, basically, like, inching much slower, but as if, like, just part of the groove of the wall.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a strength save then.
Oh, baby, that's so much better. 25.
Only because of Summer's pulling you as close to the wall as you can does it make it so that you basically merge into the wall. Some people may have thought, like, I hit something that I didn't think, but they're far more concerned with something else that is terrifying to them as they rush down. They don't seem to notice you. Marcus?
Well, thanks to that +3, I got a 25.
Deck save?
Yep, for deck save.
You think...
for Marcus to almost... It's a shame he's invisible because he's kind of like doing flowing dance around these people to just get around, but no one can see.
You wish Ren was here to see this. You wish you could show off, but fine. As you quickly do a dance, your tiefling-like tail actually pulls some people kind of away to where it feels like there's other people pulling them and not you as you dance in between them. Absolutely. Pepper.
I 18 decks save.
Okay.
I'm also gonna run up the wall.
Wall is fine. There are a lot of you here, though, so I need another dex save. Since they're invisible, you can't see them. I'm going to see if you accidentally run into them.
Dex. Okay, 15. Nope, that's a 16 plus 8. Do I still get the +3? 27.
As you feel your brother's foot, but that doesn't stop you at all. You pull on it and just kind of yeet yourself up and over him onto the top of the column here. Do I know?
Stay in your own body.
As you all have a vantage point from the rat folks to see kind of what's going on here, there's a lot of people rushing away from the third floor as well. You don't know what's going on, but what you can see on the second floor here is there's a large banquet table where they're feasting, but they also seem to have been watching some fight here, as connected to a pole and held with bright silver chain is a lizard folk, gray in scale color, with no eyes, empty sockets where his eyes are. You can see blood on his mouth and a low hood and robes that flow outwards. He himself looks to be almost like what you would equate to be like an albino lizard folk, if there were to be one. Like when you see like an albino crocodile, that's kind of it. As he stands there, he looks around. There seems to have been a fight that was going on. As someone rushes away from him that is in armor, he gets the slightest grab onto this warrior's gauntlet. He pulls this human female down and begins basically snacking upon her throat as the rest of the crowd runs away. This is horrific to watch, but this is not appearing to be what everyone is running away from. Everybody roll me a perception.
I don't do perception.
I've been doing good tonight so far, but hey, fuck. It's another
Solid.
night.
Nineteen.
Nat 20, baby. Way to end it. As you see the bolt fly between your eyes. 19 for Marcus. Pepper.
Yeah, I'm
19
changing my
as well.
dice.
19. 4 for Robert.
No, 22.
Oh, okay. Summer.
14.
Okay. Everyone else is quite busy with this. Summer, you're just making sure Robert doesn't make a fool of himself and run out into the crowd and part the sea of people. You all begin to kind of piece some things together. You hear a few words. You hear, Keenak, it's gone. Who was that man? Who was that drow? What was all the blood? As people seem to be running away from the third story.
Second story.
Darling, that's where our spear is.
Summer.
Eventually,
I know.
sorry. Didn't mean to block. But you can do that. But eventually, the crowd seems to be dissipating and running away. There are a few warriors, lizard folk, those that you've seen before traveling with Keenak, dark green scales running up with heavy armor up towards the third story that push past the crowd, leaving this figure to snack upon this other warrior that's there. As the rest of the crowd goes down, you're left kind of quiet as you hear shouting from the lizard folk warriors above, but you can't quite make out what they're saying.
Let's go, guys. Let's go, guys.
Did they say a drow? Did Castagon go ahead of us?
He's causing a distraction.
Oh. Yes, I remember that part of the plan.
Same.
Way to be in character, Jakey. Man, you're so good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Into the room on the second floor and look for the stairs going up.
Right across from the column that you've gone up, basically on the opposite end of the room, is the next set of stairs that leads to the third story.
I head to the third story, hoping everyone else is behind me, but
Do you wait and ask, or do you just start going?
just start going.
Salt begins wandering off. Without that knowledge, Pepper, Marcus, Summer, Robert, what are you doing?
Following upstairs, like going in that general direction of like where the screams are coming from.
Okay.
I keep holding on to Robert's hand and saying, "It's okay, this way."
Thank you.
I would
Stick to
probably
the plan.
try to dash to the top of the stairs, and then when I see that none of the visible people are there, I'd stick my hand out for any invisible person to run into it.
Pepper, go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand.
Okay. Okay, that's not bad. Actually, that should be pretty good. 15 plus 8 is 23.
You wait for something invisible to touch you. You just sit there for a moment before you feel heavy armor. You feel upwards. You accidentally touch Robert's butt. As Robert, you feel something. You're like,
Oh, goodness. Look,
Sorry.
I know I cast this powerful magic, but please don't use it to get fresh with me.
Robert, no, Robert, it's me, Peppa.
Salt, as you and Marcus, unbeknownst to each other, begin rushing towards the stairs. The creature that is chained, eating this woman, seems to turn and recognize you moving across. Blood drips heavy from his white mouth. Thieves, me out of here. Let me leave.
Talking to us.
You remember how I said things can see through invisibility? This appears to
Hi.
be one. Oh, Jesus.
We need to go upstairs, and then when we come down, we'll help you out, okay?
Help me out now, or I reveal you're here. Let me out.
And I just run off.
Marcus looks at this creature. What do you want me to do?
There's a bolt. Magic.
Marcus, who are you talking to? He can't hear you.
GFY. I gotta give it. It's good. It's not
Hey, man.
deserved, but you gotta get it.
Hey man, hey man, if
Season
doing this
finale.
gives me a GFY, I'm gonna remember this for every other NPC you make. Chat, take notes. What gets you a GFY?
I have to give it.
Season finale.
Mostly because
be
you don't know
inspo
that
for
Marcus is
playing.
talking to this thing currently.
Oh, exactly. But I can hear Marcus talking, so that's why.
No, you don't know that this is happening, is what I'm saying.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah,
oh, I
you're-
thought Marcus was with us.
You're at the stairs with Pepper and Summer. Marcus has gone over towards the other ones.
Oh, see, I didn't.
Yeah.
That was a Jakey misunderstanding thing.
No worries.
Okay.
Salt, you begin going up the next stairs, but this creature, blood kind of now dripping down its chest, holds open or holds up the chain to its neck. You look towards the end. There's a small bolt that seems to hold this chain against the wooden stake. Roll a perception for me, Marcus.
That's Arcana cast. I love you. It's a 17.
Now roll me an Arcana, speaking of.
That's that's a 19 plus 8.
You recognize the bolt to be one of platinum.
Makes sense.
This is a powerful spell component. This creature seems to be bound here with the imprisonment spell. That's a 9th level spell.
Oof, I don't know if I can do that.
I cannot touch this bolt. Get it out of here, or I will tell that your friend went up.
Is there like a collar or something around?
Yeah, he has this kind of like really rough iron spiked collar and a chain that goes up. There's not really much that seems to be holding him to this post. That seems to be just a nail that you should be able to pull out. He looks strong enough to easily yank it off, but you're not entirely sure why he hasn't.
Mm-hmm. Shit. Is there anyone else in this room?
Not that you see.
Okay. Okay. I've got no idea what to do. I just look at him and go, it's magic. And I'm not that powerful
Just
to remove.
pull the damn nail out of the post.
I'm gonna have to let go of my my invisibility for the moment, and I am casting Arcane Hand, which is like pretty much Big
Super
G's
mage
hand,
hand.
but crazier. It has a strength of 26, so I'll use that to try and rip it out of the wall.
Robert Summerpepper, you all suddenly see Marcus standing there as he holds his hands together. A huge gloved hand grabs onto the nail and begins pulling heavily. You can see that there is some magical discharge affecting this hand. It's probably good that you didn't touch it with your bare hand, as pulls heavily before a nail flies free and the chain rattles onto the ground. Salt, to you for a moment. You stand now, rushed up the top of the stairs. You look. There are 4 guards standing atop the stairs, and the tip of a red tail with blood pooled around it on the ground. Next by the sun spear. One of the guards has picked up the sun spear as the others look around. Did you see what happened? No. They all said Kineko was gone. Whoever did this is going to rue it. He just got that spear back. As you see the four of them conversing as what's going on.
Okay. I will absconded trinkets the sun spear. Or am I going to? Where am I going to hide it? No, it's only fit in any of my pouches. Cool. I will head back down and try to find Summer. I need a hat.
Okay. As you look back down, you begin walking down. You now see Marcus, who does that same thing. You see the same thing everybody else does. As Marcus, you pull the nail out as the creature begins to wrap the chain up around its arm like a set of Christmas lights before it breaks free, seemingly easily, the collar that it had around its neck and throws it onto the ground. Its pitted eyes walks over towards you, and you smell nothing but pure iron. The blood stench on this creature is heavy. I need you to roll me a charisma saving throw.
We made a deal, you son of a bitch.
Also, words said, I mean, Keenax stole the spear first, the Grave Rotter. We've been over this.
This is what got
The
team
party
killed.
is the bad guys.
With my wonderful +1, that's a 14.
Plus 3
14.
though, because you're near me. Because I can see him now, right? Or
Yeah,
how
yeah.
big is my aura?
17?
Yes, that's another +3.
So 17 it is.
This creature is about your height, but it feels immense before you. The stench itself, you have to prevent yourself from gagging and falling over. It walks towards you, and like a doorman, you step aside and bow your head towards it, offering it the stairs in front of you. You don't want to, but you're afraid to do anything else. You're frightened of this creature.
Makes sense.
It walks over towards the stairs, now towards Robert, Summer, and Pepper. You all have an opportunity to quickly get out of its way, but it seems to stare at you as it walks over.
I'm just holding Summer's hand and I move alongside.
Summer, Pepper? You're very quiet, Brie.
You're muted, that's why.
Yeah, that'll do it. Breathe back. I hug close to the wall
Classic
Classic
Brie.
Brie.
yeah. and just let it move past.
Pepper?
Same.
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 It walks on by, strolling as it takes the chain. It kind of, you can see it's gripping it so tight. His own hands seem to be bleeding as it walks over towards you. You kind of shimmy your way out of it before it starts walking down the stairs. A few seconds go by before you hear a couple other loud bits of armor seeming to rush upwards as if to help with what's going on. Before, roll me a perception. Everybody, Salt, you're back down now.
Natural 20. +5, so
That's
25.
15.
If this is something horrifying, Robert, knowing spatial awareness where Summer is, he's gonna cover what he believes is Summer's eyes, just like with the natural 20, because like I don't think if oh wait, it wouldn't even matter because his hand is see-through. Well, he does it by
Yeah.
impulse, I guess.
Yep.
11.
Oh my god.
11.
Oh
I guess
my
Summer gets
God.
confused by the double see-throughness of invisibility.
Oh, it's like glasses. Wow, this is like the first time you've ever really been able to see. Summer, Pepper, what'd you get?
Unnatural. A dirty 20?
Dirty
Nasty
20.
20.
Summer,
Nasty 20.
A
nasty.
nasty 20. I got an 11.
11, Salt.
Great.
Okay, Marcus and Robert. Oh, actually, and Pepper. Here. What sounds to be similar voices. A couple human and a couple lizard folk run up as they're like, do you hear what's going on? Before suddenly they go, no. What are you doing out? You're supposed to be chained up! Before you begin to hear the clamoring of metal as battle goes on below. Immensely powerful screech fills all of your ears as suddenly is stopped. Whatever this creature is, it seems to go for the throat of whatever it's fighting. You're glad you're not fighting it.
Yep,
but you seem to have set it loose within the city.
that's fine with me.
Okay. Salt, you see all this going on, but you don't hear it.
Yeah.
You're now focused on why did Marcus reveal himself?
Oh no, I'm just trying to find Summer's hat.
Gotcha.
Summer.
Marcus can reveal himself as much as he wants. He's a big boy.
Fair enough.
Where do we-
Salt, you have no idea where they're at, but you can be running back in that direction.
Summer.
Oh, Summer. Before we
Brie, you're muted.
Before we go see Keenak, let me talk to him first. We have been starting to establish a rapport.
You're muted, Summer.
Okay, I'm not muted. It just my microphone wasn't working for some
Yeah.
reason.
Neat.
Hello.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Also, I think Salt is calling.
Sis. Summer, sis.
I feel around until I feel his head.
Eventually,
Can I grab your hat?
you do. You kind of poke him in the ear first before you both kind
I
of grab
put it-
hands.
I put it on top of his head, where I think his head is.
You drop it and it quickly materializes before you grab it back up and set it on Salt, and it disappears once again.
Amazing. And I start heading back up the stairs.
As that seems like a solid stopping opportunity. It is currently 7:57. Why don't we come back at 8:05? So 8 minutes from now, take a little break, come on back, and we'll see you all then. Sound good, everyone?
I'm great.
Yay.
Be back in
Sounds
5
most
minutes.
excellent.
Bye. Why does it always come back in with some loud noise like chips or something? Or Jackie being like, oh yeah.
Yep.
That was me that time too, so whoops.
Or just Jackie, you never start the show with the loud noise, but you do come in back from the break ready to go. I like it. Right. So I saw a couple people doing like exclamation giveaway. We're not doing a giveaway this time because we're planning on having a large giveaway to start campaign 2. So be ready. Mostly because we just want to be able to have a big thing for you all. But a big reminder, I haven't seen it in chat. Has anybody else seen the Okay, Drew, can you take point on grabbing the form from the Discord and putting it in chat?
Oh, but Jackie can.
Jackie can do it. Can you do that?
Moderator powers.
Beautiful. Well, not. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, Jackie, if you can grab the link, make sure if you're watching, while you're watching, go ahead and fill out the form on the channel, or that's going to come up in chat here. It lets us know what you like about campaign 1, so that way we can do more of that in campaign 2. The people who've already done it have been super helpful. So the more of you that can do it, the better. So, Jackie, if you could rock that, you would rock then. And Verity's doing the recap, so mad points to Verity. Right. So, let's just continue right where we left. Salt, you grabbed the hat and are planning to head upstairs?
Yep.
Okay. You are invisible, so that's very helpful. As the 4 of them stand around looking, one of them sits on the bed with the sun spear in his lap, trying to just hold it and make sure that this does not leave his sight. The other 3 are kind of looking around, waiting for Keenak to return. They don't dare leave. They also seem to be waiting for a scribe. You can hear them say, when the wizards get here, then we'll know where he went. Then we can leave. But for now, we must stay put here on the roof. He may need us. So, okay. We'll wait here for Keenak to return. As they all kind of sit around this kind of small pool of blood where the tip of Keenak's tail sits. What are you doing?
All right. I'm going to go up to sneakily, as sneakily as an invisible rat can do, the guy who's holding the spear, and position myself so that I hopefully am standing kind of behind him so no one can actually see me. He's kind of like my wall.
Okay.
And then I will take out of my pouch a little foldable 8-foot pole, and I'm going to absconded trinkets the spear.
I'm gonna
Literally
need
do
a
it and cast a glamour on it so that it looks like it's a spear.
I'm going to need a sleight of hand, because you can definitely
Of
do
course.
that, but they got to try not to notice.
All right, Brie, big
You're at
rolls from.
advantage because you're invisible, except on the one holding it. For him, you're not at advantage. So I do need to know both rolls.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a nat 20, and I shouldn't be rolling my dice in this light because it's taking me a while to see what it is. It's a nat 20 and a 19. I can't make this shit up. Well, I don't need my baby inspiration then.
Did you steal the spear before on a nat 20?
Yep. Yeah. Sure did.
It was meant to be.
Bye,
Don't
Rebel.
run this game. You don't need me.
Sure did.
I made that.
Hate that. You'll die, Brie.
Perfect finale.
Triplet spirit.
Perfect finale.
I mean, oh
I'm not
yeah,
even
Ryan. It's a
shocked.
19 and a 20.
Oh, good to know.
With Slayer, that's a 11, so that's a 30 and a 31.
I'm sorry, a what?
As
30 and a
strawberries.
Salt, you know that they're not going to see this happen. You're so good. And the spear that you have in your hand that you glamored to look like the sun's spear, this is an easy case of grabsies. As his hands are currently over the spear, just kind of doing the da-da-da thing. You put one in, pull the other one out. He didn't even feel it move. He kind of goes, oops, thinking he tapped a little too hard on it. He goes, do you think Kinako will mind if I'm touching this spear? He's kind of upset about these things now. Everyone looks at him. That's a very good point. So, but I don't want to put it on the ground, right? That would be worse. And they kind of start freaking out about whether they should even be touching the spear or they should set it on the ground and possibly lose it. They're freaking out. You can hear this as you're walking away with the sun spear in hand. Easily, with your nat 20 and a 30. Robert, Pepper, Summer are standing atop the stairs. Summer, you tell Robert and them, like, he took the hat. I don't know what he's going to do with it, but he's got the hat. As Salt walks back down, Marcus, the only visible one currently.
Marcus,
What
do
are
you
we
need me
doing?
to cover my eyes again?
No.
Oh, all
There,
right.
there is a large, like, menacing, demonic-looking hand behind him, too. That's just kind of floating there like the Super Smash hand.
Just in case anyone was wondering, I did do the covering eyes, but I did not make that hand.
Hmm.
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 Are we worried about that huge demon thing? You know, that
It's
really
not our-
made that not the huge demon thing, but you know that angry person. Did no one else see that? Is
Things like this have
No?
happened before. It'll resolve itself. It's fine. We're
Quite
here
frankly,
for a
it's not our,
reason.
quite frankly, it's not our problem.
okay? Sure. Mhm.
That's so weird to hear from Jackie instead of Zinnia. Like, we have to deal with it. No, whatever.
That's not our problem.
Let me know when I can rejoin the conversation, Ryan.
Oh, you're walking down the stairs. They're having this. It's your choice of when you enter it.
All right, guys, I got the spear. Shall we keep going?
No, we just call Castigon now, don't we?
I
We have
guess.
what we
So
came
just-
for.
Just
So,
like
so we're
that.
just gonna leave that? Yeah. Okay. And I take out the coin and I call Castigon.
What do you tell him?
We have the spear. You can come get us now.
You hear a very rushed or hurried, get up the stairs! Get up the stairs! Through your mind.
Hey. Guys, we gotta go up the stairs. And I yank on Robert and start heading up.
Some bad people.
I'll lead the charge and have this demonic giant fist clench up and go in front of me.
Salt says there's bad people up there.
Like when you're at a rave and you have the water bottle. It's like, follow the water.
It didn't sound good, you guys. Are you there?
Well, of course it's Castigon. He never sounds good.
We need to train. Link arms. I don't know where any of you are. Train.
I can see Marcus.
You can't see. I can't see any of you.
Salt, did you put the spear in the hat or do you just have it out?
It's in
Okay, just for clarifications.
I'm gonna, knowing where Summer is, Robert is gonna reach for Salt, hold Salt's hand, and put Summer up on his shoulders, and then find Pepper. So he's got a rat on each hand and on the shoulders.
We are the perfect invisible unit now.
As
Now,
You will
a,
be my hands and eyes.
Please don't trip like you did back there, Robert. Please.
Please don't what?
Wait,
Salt, what were you saying?
are we going back up there?
Well, the Castigon said to get back up the stairs.
Why?
Joe, do you want me? It seemed pretty urgent.
I guess. Can't we just get out of here? Can't we just go poof?
I don't think you know how magic works, Salt.
Salt, roll an Arcana check.
Is this a do you know how magic works?
2 + 2 = 4.
You don't know how magic works.
Salt, if it makes you feel any better, I also do not understand how magic works.
But can't we just do an Ithka?
Is that a verb we're using now? Do an Ithka?
I'm sorry. What are any of you talking about right now?
Can we just do an Ithka?
Didn't she like poof?
That was
Does nothing come back from the coin?
Oh, are you asking Castigon? Sorry, I thought I just heard
Yeah,
do an Ithka.
Castigon, can we just do an Ithka?
You just hear, what the fuck's an Ithka?
Can't you just poof us out of here?
I don't. You hear a lot of just like, as if he sounds like he's choking a bit.
He's not doing well. We should probably get up there.
Part of me thinks to just let it happen. You're right.
Wait,
I mean, we could, but then what do we do for the rest of the show?
No, right? You're right.
Free GFY.
What do we do for the rest of the show? Robert looks at the camera.
All of us.
Brie and Alex roll their stats like we did last time.
I need to break for a second, guys. I need a free inspo. Hello, my beautiful boy.
no, sweet.
He's got little stripes.
He's so big now.
He's so cute.
We're gonna go visit the evil Castigon.
Castigon, I sacrificed my firstborn to you. Secondborn.
Right,
Yeah, secondborn.
No, that's why we can't see Romeo today, right?
wow. Dark. So we're in a forest.
He's so cute. Yeah, you get your inspo.
Sorry.
What are we doing?
I think he's going to be pretty mad, and then we're going to have a mad god and also a mad lizard folk if we don't just go up there and deal with this.
No,
So-
you're right. Just entertain the idea.
do we need to deal with the bad people? Do you want me to talk to them or something? Get them out of the room or something?
We at least need to just not stand in the hallway. We should probably go up.
Okay, well, let's go up then.
Hold on, I have an idea. You all stay in this room. I'll go distract them, and then you make your way upstairs.
Okay.
Just stay invisible, stay quiet, stay here. You'll see me running. Trust me.
We call it Leggett.
Marcus is going to start running up the staircase with this demonic hand following him.
Marcus, as you rush up, you're suddenly 4 blades, small little scimitars, are met with huge plate-armored warriors, lizard folk that are ready to fight. They do not move, human. What are you doing here?
Listen, Keenak is downstairs.
Tiefling, sorry.
Keenak is downstairs. There's a drow.
Downstairs. Roll a persuasion.
What is my persuasion? +5? Hey! How about it? That's a 17. Come on. Please.
As 3 of them go, okay. One of them holds out his scimitar to stop the other 3 and says, what color is Keenak's mane?
Yellow. I've seen Keenak's mane.
Have you?
Yeah, well, yeah, I watched him kill Rin.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, no problem. Yep.
Have you
Roll
really
persuasion
though? Do
one
you
more
remember
time.
The person that killed the...
GFY Rebel.
Oh,
I love
right.
that the big dramatic question was what color is he? Not, like what is Keenak's fighting style? No, it's what color is he?
I rolled a 16 +5, so 21.
Let's go before they begin rushing down the stairs and say, what? Lead the way. And begin trying to follow you.
All right, I will run back downstairs, leaving my hand floating on the staircase behind them, just kind of down enough to where the rest of the group can see it, with a thumb that starts pointing up the stairs as I'm running the other way.
You see Marcus rush with the other 4 lizard folk down the second set of stairs going to the base floor.
And I'm assuming since I'm at the front, since I stopped the invisible people from moving forward, I'm going to just hold hands. I'm just going to walk, leading.
Pepper,
the
you hold
invisible-
your sibling's hands and your tail holds Robert's hand as you kind of drag him along like a lost puppy, which is very apt. As the 4 of you head on up to the top floor, the floor that nobody had ever actually gotten to see before, which it's really not much to anything to it. The top floor of Keenak's place has its own pool built into the top. Crystal clear water next to a large fireplace. There's one bed at the top of this open air area. There's no roof here. There's a large pelt of some animal that you can't quite identify that's from the scorch out here. Actually, Robert can roll a history check on that.
Do it, Robert.
Oh boy.
That's not the real spear.
Yes,
Oh no, that guy took
yes.
the spear with him.
That's a 15, 16 minus 1.
You have seen this animal before. This is a salamander's skin on the ground. This is quite the prize, quite the kill, as he uses it almost like a bearskin rug in front of this fire. Next to the large pool that's on the top up here is a huge chest. One large enough to fit the spear if he wanted to, but it is currently closed. Nobody is up here, but you do see the tip of a red tail and a pool of blood. Not a very large one, like spilling a glass of water, but a pool of blood next to the tail tip. What are you doing?
I'm gonna continue to let myself be guided by the rat folks. One hand on salt, one
cast
hand.
Summer,
Yeah.
you want to call Castor?
Okay. Castigon, we're upstairs. It's a little bit messy.
As soon as you say we're upstairs, a sudden puff of gray upon this small salamander's skin rug that is now Castigon laying on the ground with Keenak grabbing a fistful of Castigon's hair. Doesn't seem to notice or care that he changed locations, slamming Castigon's face just into the ground with an abject ferocity. Castigon, bloodied, he's tough, he can take quite a few hits, but you still don't want to be at the brunt of this. As he does so, he quickly holds his hand up to cast a spell. As he holds his hand up to cast a spell, nothing goes right now for
Oh,
my
no.
storytelling. As he goes up to cast a spell, Kinak grabs his fingers and breaks them and bends them backwards before stepping on them on the ground and attempting to like pull his arm backwards like a lever and bend it in half. What are the four of you doing?
Pulling
You
out
hear
the
him go,
popcorn. I mean,
I mean, what do we do? Do we just leave him? I kind of whisper that to Salt.
I'm gonna
mean,
roll a
it
perception. Okay, continue.
kind of feels like we should see what happens.
But what do you think? Pepper, when you're unmuted, what do you think?
Sorry. I mean, we definitely cannot take on Kanak, so we can't really do much.
What if they just like work it out amongst themselves? Oh, if Kanak is going to be mad at us if we don't get away, either way. But if Castigon wins, and well, then he's going to be really mad at us.
Right?
This
So I
feels
think our best bet is to help Castigon still.
this feels like we get to change the tide of this.
I roll initiative.
Oh.
So, rolling initiative is as a result of an action. What are you wanting to do, Salt?
I am going full jump in the air to land on Kinect's back and to stab him with my return tail.
He has no idea that you're here. He's pretty preoccupied, so go ahead and make an attack roll at advantage.
As soon as you see him jumping through the air, my hand just goes to my forehead, and I sigh, and just like, and I start to reach for my blade.
Attack roll is... Where's my attack? 24 to hit.
It actually barely hits.
It's a hit. All right.
Disengage.
As you're all discussing, like, I guess we have a chance here to turn the tides of fate, before you suddenly see and hear Salt before he runs over and jumps on Kinak's back, and with his tail just starts trying to stab into Kinak's spine, trying to disable him from whatever he is doing to Castigon. What's your damage?
I'm just adding it up. I've got to do 5 dice for sneak attack now. I only have 3 dice. I should be better prepared.
God damn it, Leroy! Hey, I still got my chicken.
36.
36. Beautiful. As you jump on his back, you are revealed as your sudden
Fly.
reappearance stabs onto Kinak. He begins reaching towards his back to pull you off. But with that, yeah, I need initiative from everyone. As we'll now do this in a round-like order. But before we do initiative, Marcus, as you're all standing there on the ground, bottom floor, the guards go, where is he?
I'm up against a wall, right?
You can be.
Yeah, I would like to be up against a wall. I say they were just here, and then I'm gonna do minor illusion of Castigon gripping onto me, and then dimension door back up to the staircase.
Go ahead and
That's
roll me a
cool.
sleight of hand.
Right. That's a sleight of hand plus 2 and 18. Look at me go. Night's the night.
As you're like, huh, what? Before you dimension door up, we'll have you come in on round 1.
Okay.
As, yeah, Salt, you started off. Let's go ahead and get everybody's initiative. Pepper, what's yours?
22.
22. Summer?
Oh,
12.
Oh.
12. Marcus?
With an initiative +2, I got a 6.
Marcus, you don't actually know if this helped or not because you're not there to see. So you don't know if it was effective. Robert, what was yours?
No initiative bonus, but still 19.
19.
Not bad. Dice do be rolling
Salt.
hot.
22.
22. Pepper, Salt, who has the higher dex?
I've got
I-
+7.
Well, I have +4, so
You have a 24 dex?
No, I have. Oh, sorry. I'm looking at saving throws. I have a +3 on Dex.
Okay, so it is Pepper. So Pepper, then you'll go, then Salt. And I need 2 rolls here real quick.
Rybos is just multitude
The
of
little-
sounds like
The
giving
little
up
giggle.
and laughing and like
I don't plan anything when we're in the Scorch.
it's a waste
That's
of
my
time, right?
Yeah,
Why do
That's
it?
my secret, Cap. I don't plan anything.
As Pepper, you see Salt stabbing Keenak as he cries out in a loud lizard folk roar. It can be heard by many, many people, but what are you doing? You're currently invisible.
Pepper. Sorry, I'm not used to being Pepper. I'm used to being Zinnia. I was already reaching for my. It was a sword, right? That was given by Castigon.
He gave a dagger, but yeah, it was a sword. Why not? It's your class.
Cool.
Your
Okay,
swashbuckler.
okay. Sweet.
You can have a rapier then.
Rape. Yes, thank you. So that's a D8 instead of my D6 I had lined up. And then can I go in and join my brother? And I want to sneak attack.
Absolutely, you can.
All right, so rolling. Oh, is he within 5 feet of Keenak?
He's on his
Mhm.
back,
All right, I think that's
and Castigon is beneath his feet.
advantage. That is a 24.
Hits just barely.
Okay. Okay, so first for the rapier. Okay, that's 5. But then sneak attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 12, 14, 17, 19. No, yeah, 19 plus the 5. So 24 points of slashing, piercing.
As you jump on his back as well, or attack from the side?
I get from the back because I want to disengage afterwards. So
You rush over and try and stab the rapier in through the back of his thigh, and it does go in, but not as hard as you want it to. It hurts him tremendously, but you just can't seem to pierce Keenak's hide. He's a tough guy.
bonus action disengage.
Okay, go for it. As you're gonna run back away.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, I need to check one thing here real quick.
And I believe that is it for me.
Okay. Give me two. Okay. Sorry.
Mhm.
Had to math something real fast. As you rush back away, as he tries to swipe at you, Salt, it's trying to attack your newly reformed sister.
Of course he is. So just to confirm, I am using my magical weapon, so that hopefully makes a difference.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue to just hack into the back of his neck, or his back, with another attack.
Okay. You're not going to get flanking, so no advantage on this, because Castigon's not exactly doing anything right now.
Gotcha. No advantage. Does that mean it's also no sneak attack?
Correct.
Well, then instead, I am actually going to hold my attack and then attack at the same time one of my other fellow party members' attacks.
Okay.
to
You're going
hopefully
to
get a
stay on his back?
For the time being.
Okay. Then we'll go to
Definitely.
Robert. Robert, you see the two rat folk, and Pepper suddenly appears in air as she stabs into Keenak's thigh.
Summer, what should I do? This doesn't. What am I?
I can't answer till my turn, can I?
You can.
Uh-huh.
That's a
We need to get out of here.
You want me to run with you?
What is like is Keenak still holding Castigon down at the moment?
He's standing on top of one of his arms, but he's not holding him currently.
We just have to get to Castigon.
Okay. You want me to help him? All right.
I think so.
Running across the room, I'm gonna football tackle Keenak.
Go ahead and roll me in athletics.
Would it be an advantage because I'm still invisible?
Yeah, why not?
He's not a proficient in athletics. Fair enough. Still, that's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As you rush over, you were expecting this guy to topple pretty heavily. As you rush into him, this feels like when you used to train hitting like the side of a building just to toughen your scales. Keenak stands strong like a statue as you run into him. And as you suddenly visualize yourself, he brings an elbow back into the side of your kidney, causing you to kind of fall to the ground a little bit before you come back up. He rolled 19 plus large numbers.
Keenak, you need to. I'm like Robert's just like pushing into him.
You need to stay down. This is much larger than this, and I don't want to fight you.
As you try to tackle him, he's going to use a legendary action.
Fair enough.
That is a 21. I don't have your ACs down right now.
It
so I'm
is
just gonna say
21
the
spot
numbers.
on.
Fair enough. As Keenak grabs you by the throat and just tries to crush your windpipe, lizard folk unarmed. Okay. He can't do that on his turn. Never mind. Until his turn. Yeah, so you're going to take 11 points of slashing damage.
Is that classified as an attack from one of my fellows?
It is. You can go ahead and do yours.
Yeah! Into the back of the neck. Nat 20. Brie, your dice is amazing, and that one's a 16.
Everyone buy from Brie.
Yeah. Fortune favors all the way. So that's a 28. What's nat 20 anyway? Which is going to be a big hit. Because I need to light up lots of numbers.
How much damage was that, by the way? Sorry.
11.
11. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, question. Did my grapple count as like my whole action, or was that like one of my attacks?
That was just your
Okay.
attack, and in reaction, he did that, and now Salt was
Oh,
holding an
okay.
action. So we're going to do the rest of your turn in just a second.
Okay. Sorry, I was just
You're good.
super confused.
Yeah. I don't double my sneak attack, do I?
Yeah.
Do.
That's what
All
rolls
right.
good for.
Okay. So
10d6. After Robert, Summer, be ready.
123 damage.
and last die.
Counting
the
the
table.
dragons.
So that would be 63 damage.
Beautiful.
Wow.
To the
As-
neck.
As you take your dagger, and as he holds up Robert, you basically try and slash across his throat. He's got heavy scales, so as you do so, you get a lot of blood, but it's not enough to bring this beast down. Huge damage, though. Right, Robert, you still have your bonus in your move. The rest of your movement.
Oh, so okay. So I
You
don't
have
have
about
a second-
15 feet. Yeah, but you have your bonus
Okay.
action.
Okay. I never know how grapples work if they're counted as like an attack, so you take your second attack, or if they're a whole action thing.
They're a whole action.
Okay. Cool.
Unless there's some abilities that specify otherwise.
Movement. I'm just gonna stay in his face, and I'm gonna take an off-handed spear attack. I'm gonna change it to bludgeoning, so I'm just gonna try and like deck Keenak, just be like, stop.
Okay. Just gonna straight hit him.
Like, yeah, essentially, he's choking me out. So,
Actually, to pause, Robert doesn't have polearm master, so that's not anything Robert can do.
but Because if you have an offhanded weapon and like a shield, can you not like hit someone and remove your modifier?
No, that's you.
Because I'm not using
You have
two-handed
your
on the
main
spear.
hand and your shield, so you can't do anything
Mhm.
with your offhand of your shield. It's not because it's an offhanded weapon you can do an
Okay.
offhand attack.
I thought because I tried to grapple, that would have allowed me. Okay.
No.
Then I have literally nothing I can do.
Okay.
So,
Sounds good. Right, then it's
Right.
going to go to Summer.
check my bonus action.
Okay. Summer is going to look at her friends, and look at her brother, and her eyes are gonna roll back in her head a little bit, and she's gonna whisper, and she's gonna like turn her hands like this and cast Spirits of the Dead on Keenak. So he needs to make a wisdom save.
Is Spirits of the Dead Tasha's or
Nope. Can't use that.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that's the one that we found. That's a homebrew spell. That's not a
It's not supposed to be in there.
yeah, that's not a real spell.
Oh,
That's like a
I know.
dude put
Trust
it in
me.
there.
I know. It's a fantastic spell.
let's just make it Dissonant Whispers then.
Okay, sounds good. And so that save is wisdom.
But I
Okay.
don't have a song because I was doing something else.
Okay, he fails.
Insert song here. He fails.
Yeah,
I'm
if
casting
you
it.
make up a song.
Damn it!
You, Keenak, you're stupid shit. Fuck you, Keenak.
You're a stupid shit. Why'd you kill my friend? Why'd you kill my friend? I hate you. Why'd you kill my friend? And so that works well. Anyway, I was casting it. I've already used the spell. So I apologize for not saying what level it was at, but it was at 3rd level.
Works for me.
So speaking of friends, let me use my friends D6s. My friendly D6s.
Friendly D6s.
Friendly D6.
If you roll the Rybonator D6 goblin thing, don't you dare make me bleed my own blood.
You're gonna bleed
Do
your
it.
own
Wow,
blood.
dang.
Make him bleed his own blood.
Oh, I need someone else. And I'm also gonna use Laura. So I've got Jackie, Brie, Drew, Ryan, and Laura.
Nice.
Oof. Oof.
Please tell me there was a 6 on that Rybonator.
There was.
Yeah.
Ryan, the dice just don't appreciate you tonight.
I will
It's
make
because we're in the Scorch.
I will make them appreciate me.
So that's
You sh-
19 damage. And then he has to immediately use his speed to move as far away from us as possible.
Sounds good. As Salt, you remain on his back as you stab into him. He looks over to you. He looks mad, but then he looks around briefly on the ground and doesn't see his spear. And he rushes to the edge of the top to see if he can see his spear up from the top. So he's going to roll a perception. Okay. He rushes to the edge on the 3rd story. Now, far away from you, maybe about 20 feet away from everybody else.
Does he
as
get any
looks down.
opportunity attacks as he runs away from it?
Robert would get it, but Salt stayed on his back and Pepper moved away.
Do I have an option, or do I have to stay on his back?
You're
Bonus action?
currently on his back, so unless you tell me otherwise on your turn, you're on his back.
Bonus action, I'm going to cast, I'm going to expend one of my bardic inspirations to cast Mantle of Inspiration.
Yes.
So everyone gets 5 temporary hit points, and Robert is right near Castigon, isn't he?
He is before Castigon moves.
Yes, so everybody else, I'm going to grant 5 temporary hit points, and you may all use your reactions to immediately move your speed without provoking opportunity attacks, and I'm going to yell, "Get to Castigon."
Salt, yes, then you can move now.
Thanks, sis.
And I'm gonna use my movement to go over to Castigon.
Salt, I'm assuming you're moving, since that was the
I'll
request.
somersault off him to one, yeah.
Okay. You rush over. He claws at you, but does not hit, as you can't provoke an opportunity attack. It's flavor as you rush over. Robert, you do get to make an attack on him as he moves, though, if you want to.
The attack I'm gonna take is I'm gonna sink my spear like under Kinak's arm and like do like just whisper in his ear,
Do not follow us, please. Just go.
Okay. As
so I'm not gonna attack him, but I'm gonna make it look like I did.
he kind of gets held by that for a moment before he swats your spear away and runs as the rest of Summer's spell does that, and he begins to look downward towards the spear. Summer, is there anything else that you're doing?
Has everyone else moved over to?
Marcus is the only one who's not here.
Oh yeah, because Marcus is downstairs. Fuck.
Didn't
Can we? And I'm just gonna say, can we go now?
Everyone rushes over to Castigon. You look down at him and ask, "Can we go now?" Which we'll get to him on his turn. But you're greeted by the reply of Kinak as he looks over with immense ferocity in his eyes. "You again? What have you done with my spear?" Before he bounds over towards you all. He looks almost reckless in the way that he's coming at you.
Uh-oh.
Just pure anger and fury. Let's see. Salt, you've been stabbing him a lot. He knows that you took it originally. Does he go? Yeah, he's going to go for Salt all 3 times.
So did he used all of his speed to get all the way away from us? And is
Yeah,
using
it's
that
not a
to come back?
huge, tall thing. So unless he jumps to kill himself, which he's not going to do, because
You
that's
can't go down the stairs.
not from where y'all were. Yeah, so he
So
moved.
he has to use his movement. To get
Yeah,
all
he
the
has to
way
use
away.
his movement to get back. Yeah. But so attacks you.
Oh.
That's 3 hits, no crits, but 3 hits. As he doesn't have a weapon for this, but he's still going to slash at you like a lizard folk would. Okay, so I know you have Uncanny Dodge. So the first hit is 12.
Okay.
Take it,
Um,
or you having it.
I'm taking the 12.
Okay, 14.
I will take the 14.
13.
I feel like that last hit's probably the last one he's going to hit me with today, or this round.
Probably.
Today.
He's- Probably.
All right, and a half.
Okay, so you'll go do 7 damage for that one.
Yep.
Okay. He is attacking you all with a blind fury as you suddenly hear a woof as a purple sphere enters nearby and Marcus steps out from in front of it. Marcus, you see Kinak mauling Salt as they all stand over Castigon, whose broken fingers kind of reach outwards. What are you doing?
Castigon. And Marcus is going to run over to the group, use his last 5th level spell slot, do Arcane Hand again, and make the hand just appear out from the ground and latch onto Kinak. I need a contested strength. This is going to be interesting.
Okay. Athletics or straight strength?
Let's see. Let me double check.
And is it a save?
Let's see. Sorry, I had this all read out. Use it's just a grapple. So
Okay. Gotcha. So athletics against his athletics for your hand. That is 25.
I rolled a 16 plus 8, as the hand has a 26 strength.
24 then. So you try to grapple onto his leg before he's just so mad at you all. The hand grapples into him before he quickly turns around and rips.
If the target is medium or smaller, you have advantage.
Ooh, go for it.
Come on. Oh, shit. Where'd my dice go? That's an 18.
You grapple onto his leg. Instead,
bonus action,
he doesn't seem to care as he keeps mauling flavor-wise. What are you doing with it?
A bonus action, I'd like to have the hand crush.
Okay, try and crush his leg.
Yeah.
Do it.
It would be 2d6 plus my spellcasting modifier.
It just can do it when it's grappled.
Mhm.
Cool.
So that's a 4, a 4, and it's a +4 from a modifier, so 4, 8, 12. 12 bludgeoning to his leg. Just
Okay.
And I'm officially like tucked up against Castigon, like, please.
As the magical hand tries to crush his foot, he yells out angrily. Is there anything else that you're doing?
Smacking Castigon in the stomach. Get us out of here.
He's going to use another one of his legendary actions. Salt, he's not very happy with you. He's going to grab both of your arms and put his foot on your chest and try and rip your arms. I need an opposing athletics check.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I mean, I've rolled as good as I can do, I think, but I don't know if it's good enough.
What'd you get?
17 plus 8, 25.
Your athletics?
Plus 8.
How do you have +8? Oh, are you
wait.
expertise in it?
Exactly. I
Oh my
came from the
God.
circus. I came from the fucking circus.
He had a 24. As he puts his foot against you and tries to pull, you can feel, if you weren't prepared for this in your years practicing in the circus, getting out of bonds, your arms would be over there by now. As you quickly slip your hands down. You always keep them a little grease just for this, as his hands slide and fly off of your arms. You look at him, ready to go. You get to keep your arms as it goes to Castigon's turn. Castigon reaches his hand out. Everyone can make a reaction to touch his hand if you'd like.
Mhm.
You don't have to, though.
You don't have to, though.
Everybody
can make a
touch you?
reaction to touch his hand?
Yeah.
Like, I'm 5 feet within him. Do I have to use a reaction?
You're not currently touching him, so yes.
Okay, well, I used my reaction to do the thing to Keenak, but I didn't actually attack him, so does that count?
Ooh.
Because I did the fake attack where I was, but I don't know if that's an attack.
Yeah. I'm scared.
So, you can reach out for him on your turn if you'd like.
I will wait for that opportunity graciously. Thank you, Dungeon Master.
Okay. Everyone touches his hand, except for Robert, as it goes to Pepper's turn,
How close is Robert to me?
right next to you.
Can I have two hands? Can I get a reaction for either hand? One goes here, one goes here.
Do you want to use your inspo on it?
Yes.
Do you have
We
one?
just grab him on our turn.
I'm just kidding. You can use your inspo if you want to use it for this.
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, you can use a second reaction. You have a tail that allows you to move his arm. As Robert's like, but seriously, Keenan, before you just grab his arm and make him touch Castigon there. That's fine. That just meant you all would have had to have survived another round before it goes back to Castigon's turn. So, beautiful. As Pepper, you force Robert's hand onto touching Castigon. You all hear a whimper from him as you touch his broken fingered hand as it reaches upwards as he, before a puff of gray smoke disappears. You all find yourself miles and miles away, somewhere in the scorch away from here. It is night at this point, so it is not quite as hot. You're in the desert. You can't even see the city from here. He's taken you, must be tens of miles away from Oasis. As you can see it pretty far away. It's like the only light beacon at night. Even still, you can hear Keenak's roar in the distance. Castigon, I thought you'd be faster than that.
We were, but then you asked us to go upstairs again.
Where I knew where to go. I didn't go to the other parts. I didn't know where those were. Do you have it?
Of course.
Show it to me.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
He looks over to Robert. I hate to ask. So he holds up his kind of like broken and mangled hand.
Robert, like for a second, was staring at Keenax's like kind of place, and then just looks at the rattlings. And yeah, I'm gonna lay on hands, set his finger. I'm assuming like a quick 5 points will be enough to at least fix his finger.
That works, yeah.
Yeah.
As
My fingy.
I hate to ask, before you kind of take his hands and straighten him out, you hear him before cooling magic from the whisperer soothes his hand as you hear it. The bone sets back. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Let's make a trade. Do you want to come with to hell?
Can we trust you to come back?
Of course. You can roll an insight on that if you'd like.
The 13.
Okay. Seems to be telling the truth. You don't know why he'd give up on you at this point.
I don't have the spear, so up to y'all.
I mean, do you need us to come?
I don't.
We-
It's a very distasteful place. You won't like it.
It's not that great.
Yeah,
But you can't touch a spear.
I'll go with
I
You
think we should
promised me-
stick together.
you.
Together.
Bring me to Ren.
Okay. I mean, Ren's not in hell. Let's clarify that. But
Afterwards, you bring me to Ren.
yes, if you grab the spear, that's fine. I had other ways, but yes, if you grab the spear, just take it. We'll be right back.
It'll be all right.
He holds out his hand. Salt, do you give Marcus the spear?
No, I'm gonna come with.
Okay. Is anybody else coming with?
If Salt's going, we're all going.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we would get torn apart in the underworld, wherever we're going. But as a
Pepper.
team,
If you don't want to go, Pepper, I don't mind staying with you. But Salt, before you go,
I'm gonna go to Salt and just put my hands on Salt's cheeks. I'm gonna cast Lay on Hands. I'll pump Salt with 25 points of healing. So
Beautiful.
it looks like Salt got his
You
ass
see-
kicked.
be safe.
I
Robert, roll a religion check for me.
while that's happening, I've been separated from my siblings for a while, and I think I should stay with them.
Okay.
Also, that's a 14 minus 1, 13.
Okay. You don't know what it is. Maybe it's you're just desperate to keep your friends around and alive, but your connection to the Whisperer just feels potent. You want Salt to have this feeling, though you only expend 25 points of your health. Salt heals for 50.
Salt.
Look at all those bonus health points.
Salt.
That's how it works.
Up to your max.
Salt. Summer. Eva.
Marcus.
I can't imagine this going wrong at all. And Marcus looks over to Summer. Sarcasm. But I suppose it's not right to just leave Robert here, so I will stay with him. You will be safe. You've clearly gotten around with Gastagon just fine before, so get back. I want to see Ren again.
Okay. Also, don't forget that everyone got 5 temporary hit points as well when I did that thing before,
Except Marcus.
except Marcus.
Do you all want me to come? Like I offered to stay for Pepper, but if this is something like we're all doing, I will follow.
I
think,
think we should
Robert-
all go.
Let's get to the end.
Okay.
Hands in. You've got the spear
Fire.
assault.
Yep.
As you all touch his hand, another puff of smoke fades. This time, it feels different. Where before you were transported on this plane around, Salt and Summer, you felt this feeling before. Pepper, a little bit, though not in your physical sense. This feels, to quote like Lord of the Rings, like butter spread over too much bread. It just feels empty and hollow. Before that feeling doesn't fade. You find yourself sitting in what can only be described as a throne room. There are pillars made of bones that would dwarf the largest buildings. Faces carved into the wall that at first appear to be monuments, but you see them moving at some point. The floor, red like lava, seems to give off a glow as you look down and see this very stone itself appears to be made of bone and flesh. There are 4 thrones within this room, 2 quite large, equal in size, that sit in the very center of this long, demonic hallway. One on the side, much smaller, almost like a princess's throne. There sits a young half-elf woman, clad in all white, and hair platinum white. On the other side, on another smaller throne, sits Korthax. You've seen him before, Marcus. You've known him. You didn't know him to be this important, but you've known him. As he sits here on this throne, the woman kind of gets up and looks over before going back and peering at an orb in her hand. Korthax sits there, kind of twirling the tears in a vial between his fingers as he looks at you all. To bring the spear.
We did.
He takes the necklace off and wraps it around his hand so it dangles there for a moment. Summer, Salt, Pepper, and Robert. I need you to roll perception. Marcus, you didn't know him well enough.
That's an 8.
Summer?
22.
22.
Same.
Pepper? 22. Okay, Robert.
Same.
Oh.
Salt, you're
Gang.
18 plus 5.
looking down in the hat.
Yeah.
Just making sure you have it. As Summer, Robert, Pepper, you recognize writing in this kind of glowing purple along Korthax's arms. His onyx black skin and eyes like a shark. The writing that runs down his arms mimics what you saw on Hal. Some of the words are even the same. As Korthax holds up the necklace, says, "They're quite chattery. They speak ill of you, Castigon. They want to call you names, but I won't. I just want the spear." So he holds his hand out. Castigon says, "Okay. My friend here has the spear. I don't care what you're going to do with it. Those tears, that I care very much about. Enjoy your last moments with them. Thank you, my friend," as he bows his head down. And so he kind of like taps the back of your shoulder, Salt, as if like, go give it to him.
I scurry on over.
Salt, you kind of walk over, spear in hand.
I'd kind of hat in hand because I don't want to carry this giant spear because I probably wouldn't be able to carry it.
Fair
When I
enough.
get there, I'll funnel it out and be ready to accept the tears for Castor.
You pull the spear out, kind of have to, before you throw the hat on. Korthax stands up now. Marcus, he looks a bit different than when you last saw him. His
I can imagine.
tiefling horns kind of pulled back before. Now he seems to have 4 sets of horns. The best descriptor I can give is, Diablo 3's horns, where there's now some that
Mhm.
almost move like a crown above his head. His horns have changed dramatically. As he holds his hand and his necklace out towards you, Salt, and holds his hand out as if to receive the spear.
Cool.
Hand him the spear. He
course.
grasps it, takes a look at it, and sets it down. As he does so, you can hear almost sizzling, and a bit of steam and smoke rises off of his hand before he holds the necklace out to you and says, "A deal is a deal."
Thank you. And I scurry back.
You grab the necklace and run back over to Castigon. Korthax sits down in his throne. He grasps with both hands as you see steam fading away with both. You may leave now. Castigon says, "Absolutely. Everyone, one more time."
I move closer to Castigon.
Everybody grab.
Mm-hmm.
I give the hat back to Summer.
I put it on my head.
Beautiful. As Castigon then fades you one more time. This time, though you feel stretched, you feel yourself kind of reform and you feel whole again as you are back on Asterion. Now, you sit in a small home. Not one that you really take much notice to. Not the one that you were in before either, Salt and Summer. You can hear almost like a water wheel outside of it. Kind of constantly whirring. You can hear every now and again the thump of the mill that this water wheel operates. The stars shine brightly through the windows that are open within here, and the smell of the forest fills your nose. Castigon says, Okay. That was a roundabout way to go about it. And it hurt a lot, but we're here. We're ready to go.
Got your back, Cassie.
Thank you. I still have... We need to talk about your manners later as far as using things that don't belong to you with the amulet. That is... I'm just happy now. I'm just happy. I've got nothing to be upset about. Just nothing but happy.
Castigon, if you don't mind me asking, what is the actual plan now?
Oh, would you like to see first and foremost?
It really depends. As thunder rumbles.
Oh, that's
Holy
real
crap.
crap.
Is that real thunder?
Yeah, that's real thunder
Holy
outside.
shit. It was
I
like
told
that
you,
last night
nasty
for us. Maybe
storms.
it went down for you.
Come see it live.
If you need us to fight, I could at least use somewhat of short rest, at least to get back some arcana that I've spent helping get this.
With this, you're fine. All I need is for him to be here. I tried to get him before. He put up some barriers to make it so I couldn't, since he knew that I could. Either way, we have a long history, the two of us. Would you mind wearing this? I promise no harm will come to you.
Who's he saying this to?
You.
Oh. I'm. Perchance, why me?
Oh, would you mind when he turns? It seemed that you weren't anyone important on this. Anybody, somebody. It just can't be me. I have to cast the spell.
I will.
Beautiful.
With
He
necessity
tosses.
with the whispers. I'm close to them.
he tosses seemingly haphazardly for something he cared so much about over towards you, Robert. Go ahead and roll me a dex save. Make sure you catch it.
19.
Okay. You snatch it out of the air.
With a +3, so 22 due to my aura of
22 gang.
As you hold the necklace in your hand.
I just look up at Summer and then to Salt and to Pepper.
This is what you wanted.
And I put the necklace on.
Robert, you hear the whispers often, but you never hear them quite so clear as this. As soon as you put this necklace around your neck, a flood of voices, wishes, prayers seemingly sent off into nowhere fill your mind. You were able to direct and hear specific things, but now it's like the dam has broken. You have no filter. You hear everything coming your way.
It's so loud. Oh, God.
Don't worry.
Whispers, I hear you, but...
And Robert drops to his knees and is just like pounding the ground trying to like fight through it.
Hey. He comes over to you and kind of kneels down and says, it's not going to last long. Before he grabs that big, large diamond and begins chanting something. What language does everybody speak in? What language? Does anybody know Abyssal and Celestial? Let's make it faster.
Abyssal, yes.
Celestial.
Robert, you know Celestial. Salt, you know Abyssal. Marcus, you know... Abyssal. You seem to be able to make out every other word. Salt, you hear some things in Abyssal. Marcus, you do as well. Robert, you hear a few things in Celestial. It's kind of jumbled. It seems to be calling back as if this was half of a long dead language. As Robert begins to cast a spell, I need a con save from Robert.
I'm actually pretty good at those. I am not actually pretty good at those. Went from I have a plus 6 total, thank you, to make that an even 9.
Oh, poor baby boy.
Oh, I really didn't want it to be Robert. Give me a moment.
I wanted to make you suffer.
Oh. Okay.
Can I use
Also,
my
because
luck?
no one else wanted to do the thing. No one said I'm gonna wear the amulets.
Robert.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind is absolutely flooded with words. Much of it, words of encouragement. You almost see hearts in your mind. They seem to call it to you specifically. Robert, we love you. Destroy us. We love you. I don't know what's going on, but happy to be here, as one of them says.
I'm happy you're here too. Thank you for taking time out of your evening.
As Robert, you take 65 points of psychic damage.
Can I use my rogue evasion that I don't have? Can I, in tandem to that, try and use like the lay on hands on myself, like while I feel that incoming as like a reaction, my like whatever, or nothing's gonna, or immediately after while I'm taking the harm?
If you're still up immediately after,
Oh yeah, I'm still up.
then yes. As you feel suddenly a surge of thoughts almost pour out of your ear. You know how like when you go into a pool and you feel like water is stuck into your ear? It feels like something just starts to drip out of your ear. As all of you see the gem in Castigon's hand glow a bright, bright purple. As he pulls it back, he smashes the vial of tears against Robert's chest. A liquid purple begins to pour out of Robert's ear. Robert begins to scuttle towards himself, trying to heal himself as he screams out in abject horror. This purple liquid drips onto the ground, and a shadow begins to form off to the side. As you all see, a cloak and a shadow within, with hundreds of mouths, words that scamper along the cloak. Death, never, love, gonna. Red, give, blue, you, hate, up. As that was canon from the 24-hour charity stream. It is on there. This creature pulls itself up, seemingly unwilling to be here, as it stands now 30 feet away from you all. Summer, Salt, you cover your ears almost instinctually. You've seen this thing before. You're expecting a wail of pure hate, but you don't hear anything.
Sort of, I'm going to stand kind of in front of Castigon, kind of like protecting him as much as I can.
Stand in front. It looks
I'm
over.
gonna-
Oh, go ahead.
I'm going to position myself on the opposite side of him from where my brother is.
And I'm going to position myself probably in between them somewhere.
Castigon
Protecting Castigon from this.
leans down to the three of you and says, "This is what we talked about, okay? I'm going to handle it. Thank you for getting me here." He's weak. As he kind of like, almost like stretches. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Where he stands up. He says, "Brother, it's been a while." You don't hear anything as it stands, seemingly to look at you, though there's no real face on it. Robert, you heal yourself. How much do you heal yourself for?
I have 15 points left. Does it still have that extra oomph?
It does not.
Fair enough.
You heal yourself for 15. Just, you kind of grasp at your ear, thinking that you're bleeding from your ear before. Just kind of shake it off, and you see what is your god standing away from you. Marcus, you've read about this in text. You thought it was an idea more than a tangible thing, as Castigon says. So, we can do this one of two ways. I couldn't find you before. I just thought about screaming in your ear. I know you hate that, but I think I'll let my little rats do the job here. You've got nothing on us anymore. I've destroyed your essence. Rats, please, go ahead. Take his cloak from him. Before the Whisperer kind of looks around, seeming to hear something, before it snaps its fingers.
Oh. Ah. Oh. Oh. Jeez.
I
So
reach out and I hold Salt's hand and I go to hold Pepper's on the other side.
I grab Summer's hand and I hold Pepper's hand.
I connect all our hands together.
As
I
all
look
three
at-
of you now stand around Castigon, he says, "Guys,
I look to Castigon and I start. You didn't realize the thoughts.
Or feel the emotions.
Yet instinct had its way.
And now, surprise, surprise,
The three of us you see.
Are the Whisperer's actual key.
as the Whisperer snaps his fingers one more time, Salt, Summer, and Pepper explode in a puff of magic and bone. Before three chains wrap around Castigon and pull him to the ground as he pulls upwards. These ghostly figures that move up from Salt and Summer float towards the Whisperer as all of the faces and all of the mouths in the shadows begin to smirk and smile. What couldn't once speak, Salt floats towards the Whisperer, giving it voice once again. Summer, your essence floats in, returning the emotions to the Chatterer. Pepper, finally, you go in, giving it the instinct it once had, as no longer stands a formless figure before you, Robert and Marcus. Now a drow, a twin to the one chained on the ground, stands up with the cloak of many words and pulls the hood off. With dark crimson red hair to match Castigon's green, he takes a breath as if for the first time in a long time. Robert, Marcus, you see Castigon pulled down by heavy chains. Marcus, I need you to roll an Arcana check, and Robert, you need to roll a religion check.
As I'm doing this, the fuck?
Natural 1.
It's gonna be a 27.
Okay. As you look over, you recognize those chains. They're very similar to the chains that you pulled off for that creature before. Castigon has been hit by not one, but 3 separate imprisonment spells.
Oh. I look down to him and say, sorry, bud, you're screwed.
He tries to stand up, but the chains pull down heavily onto him here. The Whisperer looks at you two and says, "Who are the two of you?"
My name's Robert. Where are they?
They never really were.
They never really were what? Where are they?
Hey, calm down.
No. Where are Salt, Summer, and Pepper?
As he looks at you, a whole entirely different voice comes out of him as Salt, Summer, and Pepper all say Robert.
Robert.
Where did you all go? I didn't cover my eyes. I should be able to see you.
Look inside.
He's been with you, and we always will be.
Always.
Forever.
So I will see you? You're not leaving me?
The figure
Never.
walks over towards you. Continue, guys.
You'll always be able to hear us. You just have to dive into the ocean.
Just have to think of all the crazy things in your head.
And we'll be right there.
But I don't just want to see you on beach days. I want to see you every day. I want to see you all when I have breakfast. I want to see you with my friends. I don't want to lose you. Please.
In a voice that goes back to what he was saying before. This young Kent Dragon, you have been one of the most loyal and one of the most devoted. I will take you with us if you would like.
I don't know. What if I go? I know you're powerful and I don't want to be selfish. Could I be with them, and could I, even if just once, could I see my brother?
Well, I can make that happen. If you will do something for me instead.
Anything. You are my god. You don't even need to ask. It is done.
He kind of kneels down as you're kind of like on your knees talking to him. He kneels down with you and says, "My brother here needs a keeper for a long time to come. If you would watch him for me, then I'll give you what you want and more. There are many who will come for him in the coming years. cannot allow any to enter.
I will be your bulwark. I will be your shield. And I will ensure that scum will never leave those chains.
Oh,
And if somehow he does, I will bind him with my own.
worry not. He's a good lad, all said and done, just young and unwise. Before he stands up and kind of puts a hand on your shoulder as if we'll return to you. Says, young wizard, you came apart when you're not even supposed to be here. Truly, I don't think they could have done it without you, and I thank you.
This is all just a little bit much.
I imagine so. Though, you must know, I do not have dominion to take you to the realm between realms as he did. That was a lie from a liar.
Deep down, I knew that.
But we'll see what we can do to make you happy in another way. For now, I think I need you both to leave me for a moment. I have words that I need to have with my brother.
I'm gonna go help Robert up.
Marcus, where we go, let's find a place. I would like to show you what better porridge is.
And I walk Marcus out.
As the two of you exit, you find yourself in a small watermill. Looking around, this appears to be on a stream in some forest, in some part of Astarion that you do not know. Marcus, you can roll me a history check, and Robert, you can roll me a survival.
That's actually pretty good.
Same history, so 17 plus 8.
Okay, not that good. I guess I was like, hey, that's not bad. I got a 16. You know, whatever.
Robert, you know that you're not in anywhere that you've been before, which is its own blessing, in a way. At least deep in before. As Marcus, you recognize these woods. You recognize the faint glow on the leaves. You're somewhere in the very center of the Sprite Wood.
You know, Robert, Ren always did like maps. One thing that, one good thing he got to teach me about.
As we go back to Castigon standing across from the Whisperer, Castigon looks into what is now the three of you looking into his eyes from a much taller vantage point. As Castigon says, You rats. I don't know a better word for it. You rat bastards. I didn't think you had the stones. The three of you. Two of you don't even have stones. What is it? What is this? Just let me out of here. You've done far worse to me than I tried to do to you. Let me go. I won't even come back to this plane for, say, 1,000 years. What do you say? The
Hey,
three of
Papa.
you can answer.
We love you, but you have some learning to do.
You need some time.
Much learning.
Don't talk to me in the rat's voice, you son of.
All our voices.
Didn't know if Summer and Pepper were following up. I was expecting. Sorry. So I waited. Let's see. You. Okay. So here's what we can do. We can trade. I truly, with this, helped you out, didn't I? I brought you pieces of your body. In the end, I'm the best brother you could ask for. I'm a traveler. I don't stay in one spot. Let me out of these chains.
It would
No.
do you well to get some perspective. Maybe you need to stay put for a while.
I was trying to save us all. Our other brothers and sisters are coming. I was trying to prevent that.
All of our brothers and sisters will come eventually. Preventing it is not the solution.
The people of this plane will die, and it's your fault.
We don't see it that way.
Fine. Then when the born gods come, you be their savior. As that seems like a solid place to wrap up campaign 1.
Yo. Can we get some
Hold on,
Rybo is
one more.
OP in chat? Like, what
For
the?
Rybo.
That.
Yeah. Sorry.
Wrong button.
Wrong button.
You hear all things now that you're part of the Whisperers. You hear the Wilhelm family.
Yo, I have to go to the toilet so bad.
The motivation of the power of a god. I have to shit.
I'm gonna go pee real quick and I'll be back.
Summer was just scared shitless. She couldn't go to the bathroom at all. Oh, that was, I hope that you all enjoyed the end. I talked with Alex and Brie heavily about what we were going to do with it, and we pulled Jackie in on it. But Drew and Jakey had zero idea of what was going to go on there.
Nope.
I had
No
the
clue.
least amount of clue. I'm crying. Thunder's rolling. I don't know what's happening. My mind's just.
That's Zinnia. Don't worry about it. She's busy.
She's coming to invade.
I need power.
It's the invasion. It's finally happening.
It's the invasion. Well, I hope as players you all had a very fun time in campaign 1 too. It's because campaign
Amazing.
2
Mind is blown.
is right around the corner. But yeah, as long as you had fun, then I had a good time with it. Though it did end because 3 died very quickly last time.
To be fair, I mean, it would have happened anyway.
Oh, it was good.
If
With
we
how
didn't
that
die
group was
last
going.
week, it would have been the next week.
Yeah, it was gonna happen.
We're
you know?
idiots.
Every episode was close to being the last episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's always good to live on the edge, right?
Yeah,
Also, Chad
yeah.
is super wholesome and nice and saying that we're all doing good jobs, and so thank you, Chad.
This is for you, chat.
Yeah,
The god of whisperers, our biggest fan.
We hope you guys enjoyed the whole story arc from start to finish.
yeah. The salt and summer thing and pepper has been going. A lot of it planned for a long time, but we kind of pulled the ending to happen a little sooner than planned because what was planned to happen was How had the connection, and there was going to be a lot of like, yeah, we got to force this amulet onto How, and there was going to be some rough times there, but How gave it up, and so we were like, we need to rethink this, guys, real quick.
I don't
so
give a shit about exposition.
It's so good to like just have a finalization as well. It's like a rest off the shoulders.
oh, absolutely.
I've always been super excited for fan art, but I think there's going to be a good bit of fan art this week. Just throwing it out there.
I hope that would be awesome. So yeah, everybody everybody who's talking in chat is awesome. Thank you all for taking the journey with us. We have another journey coming very soon, which by the way, I could show you a preview of Jakey's already done. One of the characters that's going to be in it. We can't talk too much about it, but you can see him there. Season 2 starting May 18th. We're going to take one break, so next week we're not going to do anything. But the week after, May 18th, tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your papa, we're coming back for season 2. So I hope that you're all very, very excited for that. And whoever the mystery character is.
Mystery.
Ooh.
Also, I did promise in the last episode that there was going to be some "where are they now" kind of things for what happened in between.
Dead.
Dead. They're all dead. Hope you like it.
Every one of them.
Yeah, I was kind of laughing when they were saying like, "Oh yeah, well, let's figure out what summer salts and pepper are doing." Well, you'll figure it out next week. But yeah, go ahead, Rick.
Thank you guys for for coming on the crazy with us. for letting us take you on that roller coaster.
What a journey.
Indeed.
I thoroughly enjoyed.
So excited for the new campaign too. New beginnings, new characters, new people to get attached to that Rybo's probably gonna kill. It's gonna be great. But realistically, it's most of our faults anyway. So hey.
Speedrun every character. That's my new goal. I want to have a new character every episode. Let's go.
Ooh, that was a big.
Did anybody think Salt would have been one of the ones that was still alive at the very end based on how the 1st episode went? I just gotta
Nope.
say.
No.
No.
I was constant. I'm just saying it.
Also, inspo to Brie, baby. Woo.
Hey!
Yeah. Baby. Yeah, as soon as the 1st episode ended, I was like, I'm gonna have to kill Alex's character at some point. But then everybody else kept doing dumb stuff too, so
Never, you never will kill us.
no,
We
never.
live on forever.
If you haven't done so yet, since you've seen this ending, by the way, chat, make sure you enter the form. Jackie, I know you have it. Copy if you could throw it up one more time.
I would do it.
Do
You're
it.
the best.
Let us know what you want to see in the next campaign so we can be
Kia.
better.
Yeah, it's in there now. So please make sure you fill out that form. It's not very long. It's just a lot of, hey, what do you like? What don't you like? And a few multiple choice questions of like, who's your favorite character? Who's your favorite bad guy? Who's your favorite NPC? Stuff that we just generally want to know some stats on. And then, yeah, some other stuff as well. So
If you don't
Now.
fill it out, Storm Giant Zinnia, she'll come for you. She will strike you down.
With literal thunder thighs, she will crush your head.
Sounds more like a temptation, actually.
I'm immune to GFYs now, baby. Let's go.
all GFYs and inspos reset. So get your puns out now, Alex.
Did Zinnia? Did I end with the
will
most
punch out.
GFYs?
So let's see who ended with the actual most. So I gave Salt 8 randomly there, so we won't count that one, just because felt like he would have earned more in the time since he had played. So as far as actual natural GFYs,
Honestly, awesome.
yeah, I gave Robert 2 this time, but that was just because I was giving them out knowing they were going away. But yeah, Zanio, you actually would have ended with the most, which
Dad jokes.
also wouldn't have called.
Corny. Let's go.
Yeah,
Out of my shell.
well done, Jackie.
Thanks.
Oh yeah.
Can you do another Pepper Australian ism?
It was so good.
Yeah,
You
there
did
were some of
great.
them that were like, oh wow, okay.
I know I really got into British and Kiwi a little bit there, but like
Good enough.
Pepperism, I'm not really quite sure. Oh no, it's getting British. And then I got nervous
Just
and
a
it's
wee bit British.
wee bit British. You know what? It helps to say
You
like
speak with many voices. That's the whole stick, right? Like you're part of the whisperer. You are all
True.
accents.
I'm just so connected. I just
Right,
gotta get
Food Down Under is the chat.
yes.
Um,
Think creative. The clap of Zinnia's ass cheeks has true power now.
the thunderclap. Drew's like, oh god, Zinnia's outside.
Just strip club in the sky, just like what's happening?
Oh my gosh. Bunch of
Why is
bunch
somebody
of storm
selling
giant
Zinnia
strip
again?
clubs.
Hey, Ryan, should we do a favorite moment? Like, what was your favorite moment of the
Yeah,
whole
yeah, I
series?
was gonna do a few of those. I will give a bit of exposition of what's going on in between, but I do want to know a few things from everybody. Most of them are going to be actual questions in the form, but I want to know from you all as well. So let's go in the kind of clockwise rotation. We'll start with Jackie, or we'll start with Drew. We'll start at the top right because I always make Jackie go first. Drew,
Okay.
what was your favorite specific moment? As we harken back.
I know you said one, but I have to do two because I've played two characters.
Fair.
So for Team, it was when Team was resurrected, didn't remember Zinnia, didn't remember Ada, and then did. Boom.
That
I
was a
have
pretty good one.
Tears in my eyes.
That was a good one.
Second one would for Ren. Oh, that's a tough one. I don't know. It's just just the generic banter, the everything no good, bad days, never ending bad luck for Ren, I think was my favorite thing for that character, because Ren wasn't supposed to be that way, but that's just how Ren was. And I know it's not condensed into one moment, but like I guess I'll say if it is Ren and Hao in the kitchen with the mage hands, cooking up some really good food.
I like that one. I gotta say, the team one you mentioned was the first time that I was like, oh man, they're invested in the characters. Like you all as players. I was like, oh, cool. Like, yay. Yeah, we're doing a good job. Let's keep it up. Kind of thing. Alex, what was yours?
Oh gosh. So I think it's a single event that happened twice, because the reaction on your face both times, I can't we can't top that. And that was stealing the spear twice.
With nat 20s.
I remember on Sunday we were talking and I said, oh my god, how about we steal the spear again? And you, Brie, and I just cracked laughing for like 5 minutes straight. It was brilliant. So I'd say the best moment is probably the first moment that really spun this whole storyline into something that was so unexpected, which was Salt popping a spear in a hat.
Yes, for I did plan that from the very beginning. This was the campaign I originally intended. Yes. No, that was the yay. I know everybody tonight in chat was like, Ryan's pissed. Haha, look at his face. So yeah, you're right. Brie, what about yours?
I have, oh god, so many. I have so many. This isn't fair. My first one that springs to mind immediately is Beach Day, because I loved Beach Day. I loved it so much. I got to kind of we got to hang out with our friends, and then also I became a warlock that day. Also the eggs. I hope we see some badass dragon bitches in the future. And like that like end moment that we just had then was so satisfying. To see everything come together, and like, yeah, those three and some more.
I like it. And we talked about the dragon eggs, which when we talk here in just a moment about like, hey, what people can expect about campaign 2, we'll get back to that. But yeah, all those were really good. Jakey.
I'm gonna speed run for all 3 people I've played. For Hercules, it was when Salt and Hercules first took off in the air. The whole "take my hand, trust me." That was a very fun scene of just the visual of the like pulled back face, everything. For Gideon, if I don't say the scene with the Fey King, am I really a player in this game? Because that was like amazing on Rybo, because that was just such an intense scene for such a goober of a character, Gideon. And then I think for how I think the scene with Zinnia and how like partially I think like it's hard to condense into one moment, but the entire arc of running through Kern, like when they did the Ada thing and like the riding the horse and stuff like that, I think that was just really cool character moments and stuff, because it was nice to see like Zinnia's character just like open up in like a what's the word I'm looking for? It's cool seeing someone so strong be so vulnerable, and I think that was the entire thing with Zinnia and stuff. So I really like that. And yeah, those are mine. Also, that ending, just like when they started like linking hands out and stuff, I was just like, please, please, God, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I like those. I'm hoping for more specific moments, basically for the reason that you described of like, yeah, the characters just kind of getting to be their characters. There's going to be less even opportunities for you guys to just like, yeah, I kicked a god in the nards and now a whole different thing has happened. And somebody's already said it in the forums too, of like, hey, more resolution of things instead of like, yeah, we're just kind of running to survive the whole time. So there will be more of what you're wanting and describing what you like. So I'm excited for that too. Jackie.
Sorry, you might hear Ada in the background, which ties into I think my most liked but also saddest one is when Ada comes back and comes to me. The same thing with Drew's scene, and team doesn't recognize Ada or me anymore, but just Ada's heartbreak, which is so sad. And I think that's one of the times like I was actually tearing and crying on line.
On a
So
line.
that was online. Ada, shut up. And then
Ada, Indy Walash.
just the craziest, and then going back to the finale of getting the Sun Spear again on a natural 20. I think that just sums up the Red Wagon Inn
Mhm.
so perfectly. Like, that's it. I don't know what else to say.
Can
I
I,
was-
add a personal, not in character moment?
Yeah,
Of
course.
the Rybo ball caps for Halloween.
Yes.
Yes.
God tier.
Yes.
That was good.
Oh,
Best idea ever.
I was so like, no, they're pranking me. They're all black on their screen. They're coming in without costume. I did face makeup, and then my like, oh, this is my worst fear, got worse.
I mean, but that's what the moment you realize that you had the intro line you've been saying the whole time too, though.
Right? True.
That was
true,
your
true.
signature thing.
It's
That was
true.
so good.
No, that was definitely a lot of fun as just like a outside of character thing.
I
People's
One more, but I'm gonna keep going if someone stops me. So this
No, I
really
don't
will be
care.
my last one.
yeah.
But like making Robert such a central part of the end story, like, and Jake, oh my god, mwah, that was
Yep,
beautiful.
yep.
That was so
So
beautiful.
good.
But I feel like that was very satisfying for me as a player to see, even though Robert took the damage and
Yeah.
confronting his god was hard, like that. Just our beautiful sweet boy getting up close and personal with his god was beautiful.
It is so weird to think that Robert and Erikai just formed strictly based because teams like Dragonborns. Let's go talk. You want some porridge? Here. Friends? Friends. Follow us out into the desert.
I will say
It's
that
so weird to think.
what really made RWI is also the chat. Like the amount of investment every single person has put into RWI, be it us players, DM, or every single one of you watching. Like the amount of conversations we've had on the Red Wagon in Discord, and the the Verity predictions and the Bobo Punk, a whole lot, right? It's the ability to play a game of Dungeons and Dragons with so many people, as opposed to just being not that there's anything wrong with playing like the six of us, but it was everyone's adventure, and being able to have you guys along for it has just been absolutely amazing.
Oh yeah, that's why we've started leaning so far into I just call it like Twitch plays D&D, because we get to do so much with y'all doing stuff like the little tokens and stuff. So we there's a question about those on the forum too, because we hope that you are enjoying being able to have such direct investment in it. But yeah, that's what makes it super fun to me. Drew, I need it. Get it. You start with 1 GFY in the new campaign.
Chat wanted it. You back off, man. Back off. You want to catch these hands? Because that's how it happens.
Yeah,
You just let me enjoy my little cold, tiny hands.
Chat is awesome in summation. Also, we have Hayden still here, and so we had such awesome
Hayden.
guests along for the ride, each
Oh
of
my
which
God,
brought
yes.
like such a cool character and like dynamic and change to things. I saw somebody ask like, what was your favorite moment? I had favorite moments from every single guest that came on wholeheartedly. Wait, what's up? Yeah, Yeet the Penguin. I was gonna say it's everything about Slip's general, just like, oh, yeah, you want me to make a lock? I definitely don't break into him, but I'll make you a lock. Yeah, for sure. It was basically getting to see Gil play himself, I feel. And then
It's been 10 months.
it has been 10 months. It's crazy. Dang. Well, here's to 100 months in campaign 2. This is going to be a past epic level 1 as long as everybody survives.
Yeah.
No. No, I don't think I will.
Me and Jakey are still gonna die together. It's just how we roll.
Yeah, I don't know. I just liked it all. All the guest parts were my favorite. I mean, so much so that like we brought a guest as a permanent player, right? Because it was just fun every time we had other people in.
God, what a mistake.
Sorry, Will.
Like, Jesus Christ.
It was fine.
Yeah.
Hey Ryan, my maternity leave's over now. So I mean, yeah, so it could be like, bye Jake.
You know what? It was funzo, but it looks like I'm donezo. Hey, thanks everybody. It was an honor to make you cry and play as Robert. But
I'm joking. Come back.
Brie, what have you done?
Chat, I don't
Ah,
feel
he
so
loves it.
good.
He loves us. He'd never leave.
He's not allowed to leave.
hello, it is me, not Jakey. I'm here to play Dungeons and Dragons because Jakey was kicked out.
Is that also Jackie? And Jackie too?
Jakey Lynn, thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
Hate that.
Also, just because it needs to be said, Jakey, we love you and we want you here for forever, just so you know.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
What? Sorry, all I heard was I should leave again. Man, that's weird.
Yeah, get out of here.
Bye.
What's the friggin' office quote? It's like, I never say this to his face, but he's a gifted artist and a wonderful person. I never say it to his face, though. I just wouldn't.
Man.
Yes. Oh, go ahead. I thought I heard. Oh, well.
No.
So, in order to get Excite for campaign 2 that is to come, a few things to be noted. It will be set, oh baby, it will be set 800 years from now. There's a few things that were mentioned that happen in passing. So these are all things that everybody would know. So none of this is like, oh, who knows about this? In 200 years from this point in time, going back to Gideon's character a bit here and the one shot from the 24-hour stream, the Crimson Elves do a big invasion of the rest of the world, and right about that time, they call upon the Mind Flayers that was very much a part of Gideon's backstory to bring in to aid in their assault. The Golden Elves and many of the others try and band to stop them, but that war goes on for about 100 years. It's not a good time. 500 years from the Red Wagon Inn time, there is the War of the Gods. We spoke previously with the Hag about the made gods and the born gods. Think Greek mythology versus Norse mythology. Greek's mythology, they get their power from people believing in them. Castigon masqueraded as a made god, as did Chat and the Whisperers. The born gods are coming in 500 years to assault and take back Asterion. They don't want people worshiping others and giving them power. They're coming to claim their land back, which is where Xenia comes in as one of the arbiters of the storm giants, as the basically Nimbus is a made god and is trying to solidify its position here and fight with the born gods that are naturally powerful rather than being wished into power. That war happens for a long time. A lot of people are pretty upset at the Koracrucians who do necromancy and who killed all the gods in the beginning because they're like, yo, we had gods here that were keeping the other gods away. Why? Well, we should kill the Koracrucians. They're bad people. And so a big war happens and most of their land is destroyed. Lots of gods, lots of fire, lots of brimstone focuses in Koracrucia, which is now known as Old Korra, which is where we're going to be having campaign 2. So more information on that to come. But you're basically going to be in the desolate wasteland that is the aftermath of a battle between gods and the people of Asterion. So lots of Samurai Jack, Fallout vibe type things prepared for that in campaign 2. And baby is so freaking cute.
I really wish I had one of those like hype air horns.
So we're gonna be the
Guys,
sheriff
we grew
robot, right?
We grew this
Yeah.
child in the same time it took
Right?
to play the campaign.
That's true.
My mind is blown.
Just like freshly pregnant, have grown this whole child. She is. I should have named her middle name Whisper.
Oh.
Zoe Whisper Davis.
Zoe Summer Davis.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Valentino's Friday.
So with that, make sure you enter the form. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to my amazing players for playing. Last thing
Thank you to our amazing DM.
Yeah, for
Thank
real,
you.
he killed it. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. Last thing I do want to know, and I would love to see all of us spam in chat what their favorite NPC was as we say goodbye and thank you to everybody. So we're going to sign off here. Everybody tell me what your favorite NPC was in the chat. Go ahead and do the form, and we'll see you all in 2 weeks. Remember, for campaign 2, prepare for some post-apocalyptic vibes, and they're going to be a good time. So thank you everybody again. Love you all so much. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
For being
Take
here.
care.
We
Eat
appreciate
better
y'all so
porridge.
much.
Be good.
Yes.
Do cool things.
Bye.
Gideon,
Go
my
away.
shoes. Gideon, my shoes.